The Adolph Coors Brewing Company of Golden, Colorado is proud to present the Coors Play of the Week. Busch Stadium, St. Louis, Thursday night. Cardinals' Terry Pendleton at the plate, bottom of the seventh, and he hits a pop-up in foul territory. Royals' third baseman George Brett goes sliding into his team's dugout, doesn't the game catching George Brett. For Monday's headlines Sunday night, catch the Coors Sports page Sunday night at 10:05 Eastern Time, right here on the Superstation.
Who's gonna be at the Silver Bullet tonight? Sipping on a cold Coors Light, partying right.
Hello there.
Who's sure to make the scene on a Coors Light Halloween? Come on down to the Silver Bullet, see who beat you with the Silver Bullet.
Who was that? I don't know, but he left this silver bullet.
There's no slowing down with the Silver Bullet tonight.
Coors Light beer.
Okay, into the showers. Let's build body with the Pro 1-2. The conditioner's new.
One shampoo in, body in, bonus in.
Prel Body.
2.
New Prel protein-enriched conditioner.
Conditioner in, protein in, condition in, control in.
That's Prel Body.
Full body shampoo.
And new Prel conditioner. It's my bodybuilding system for hair.
The trustworthy problem solvers bring you another Super Saver. This tailor-made poly tarp is waterproof, lightweight, and tough. You'll find hundreds of uses around the house, on the farm, or on the road. The Tailor Tarp has reinforced heat seal seams and rust-proof grommets. The material is virtually rip-proof, and it's now Super Saver priced at only $4.66 at participating trustworthy hardware stores and home centers.
Trustworthy hardware stores with the problem solvers. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
Sessions presents Country Christmas, a new holiday album by the greatest stars of country music.
I'll have a blue
Jimmy Dean,
Christmas without you. Frosty Snowman,
Willie Nelson.
was a jolly happy soul.
Come share the special meaning of Christmas with the world's best country artists. Country Christmas contains 18 joyous selections, performed like you've never heard them before.
Silent night.
Merle Haggard,
Oh, little town of Bethlehem.
Marty Robbins,
Oh, Daddy on the mountain.
Johnny Smith,
I'm dreaming
Sonny J. This unique album will give you many hours of listening enjoyment this Christmas and for many years to come.
They told
Ray Price.
me pum-pum-pum-pum.
Tennessee Ernie Ford. Country Christmas can be delivered right to your home in time for the holidays, so order today.
Silver bells,
Tanya Tucker,
silver bells.
Oh, jingle bells,
Merlin Husky,
all the way.
stereo LP only $8.98, 8-track or cassette tape only $9.98. Here's how to order your Country Christmas right now.
To order phone toll free, 1-800-257-1234. To avoid the COD charges, send check or money order for $8.98 for the record or $9.98 for the tape plus $2 for shipping and handling to Country Christmas. P.O. Box 7500 Atlanta, Georgia. That's Country Christmas. P.O. Box 7500 Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, did you know that on Super Football Saturday night, California lets their D do the talking when they battled UCLA's rambling, gambling offense?
I know. I'm Lindsey Nelson, and I'm part of it.
All right. Super Football Saturday night at 8 Eastern on the Superstation tonight. All aboard for a raucous Western adventure with those classic lines.
How's the world treated you?
I haven't seen very much.
Those unforgettable fights and surprising moments.
All right, boys, let's make it even.
Edmund O'Brien, Silver City, 8:05 Eastern on the Superstation Sunday night.
The caravan, a traditional journey, unmerciful as the desert sun. Ah, but now there's the revolutionary Dodge Caravan. With room for heavy burdens or up to 8 people. A 5-year or 50,000-mile protection plan and civilized features like front-wheel drive, which is why Dodge Caravan has no equal under the sun.
Wow, what a party!
Lasagna, what a mess.
Take me to your kitchen.
You'll help do the dishes?
Not with that lemon liquid. Here's something better for this job. Introducing new improved Joy. One little squirt puts the toughest squeeze on dirt. Look, Joy cleans better than your lemon liquid on foods like this.
My brand couldn't cut the dirt.
Joy left its dish shining.
Joy made this sparkle.
Beautiful table you set.
Thanks to Joy.
New lemon fresh Joy. One little squirt puts the toughest squeeze on dirt.
L.A. Fast money. Fast cars. Fast living. The director of The French Connection is about to take you through the city of angels in the fast lane. To live and die in L.A. Rated R. Starts Friday. Check newspapers for a theater near you.
Richard Petty talks about his all-time driving headaches.
Buckingham, 65. Now that was a goodie. Bristol, 74. That was another goodie. Daytona, 82. That was definitely a goodie. I've won over 200 races, but I've had over 700 headaches. So just take it from me. Goodies gets rid of the pain fast, and that's what counts.
Goody's headache powders and extra-strength tablets.
Someday, the real nightmare isn't the battle. It's the waiting.
Bridges span a narrow gap between two mountains. It's one of the most important targets in all Korea. Although we're only over the target about 30 seconds. It's a lifetime.
William Holden, The Bridges at Toko-Ri, 10:35 Eastern on the Superstation, Sunday morning.
Experience sportsmanship and harmony among nations and champions. The 1986 Goodwill Games. You're watching Superstation, WTBS.
Okay, into the showers. Let's build body with the Pro 1-2. The conditioner's new.
1, shampoo in, body in, fullness in.
Prel body.
2,
New Prel protein-enriched conditioner.
conditioner in, protein in, condition in, control in.
That's Prel body.
Full body shampoo.
And new Prel conditioner. It's my bodybuilding system for hair.
Grandpa, was it Christmas when you were a little boy?
Oh, sure, honey. But somehow Christmas was different then. Maybe it was the spirit. I really miss the music.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. This is Christ.
Christmas, the spirit, the tradition lives on in Christmas Classics, a 4-album treasury of the world's most cherished songs.
Dreaming of a white Christmas.
Unlike any Christmas collection before or ever, Christmas Classics brings all the traditional songs into your home. Imagine Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song, Johnny Mathis' Haunting Silent Night, Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet's Let It Snow, Robert Goulet's God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, Gene Autry's original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and yes, White Christmas. 40 Christmas classics never before offered, a must for every home that treasures the true meaning of Christmas.
Grandpa, will you visit us every Christmas?
I'll be home.
Fill your home with the voices of 40 great artists, including Bing Crosby, Dean Martin, Robert Goulet, Johnny Mathis, Nat King Cole, Liberace, and Andy Williams.
I want Grandpa Christmas every year.
Here's how to order Christmas Classics for the family Christmas tradition.
40 artists, 40 Christmas classics. A never-before-offered treasury of true Christmas tradition. We'll guarantee delivery before Christmas if you order now. One for you and a perfect Christmas gift, too. To save COD fees, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-257-1234. Or send $19.95 plus $3 shipping and handling to Christmas Classics. P.O. Box 7500 Atlanta, Georgia. Or call toll-free 1-800-257-1234.
Welcome, everyone. Happy Saturday. I hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend so far. I hope everybody's having a good day. Anyway, yeah, we're going to be here a minute, guys. There's a lot to go over, okay? I got plenty of coffee. I'm good. I even got a second gummy in case, okay? I'm ready to go, all right? We got a lot to go over, okay? And it's all Battery Betty, all of it. Like, she's been busy the last last couple of days. She's been busy. Yeah. This stuff is I don't know why she don't learn, dude. Like I mean, I can't how does she not like catch on? You know, does she not notice that there are creators that nobody talks about yet are very successful? Does she know that? Or let's just be fair, at her success level. You know what I mean? Like, does she know that there are creators that nobody talks about, yet everyone talks about her? And it's it's fucked up. It's fucked up because it's like fruitful for everyone. Everyone benefits. Everyone does. The only people that don't are the victims. And I would trade it in a second. I'd be like, fuck, gotta find something else to talk about. I don't talk about MGL no more. There's nothing to talk about. She's gone. Nothing to talk about. That would be it. But Betty, dude, like seriously? It's just strange to me. It's just very strange to me.
For Betty, for an error, again, for the West trial. So if we go down, when we get some of our issues that we have when we go on the road, I brought the hot box. I've got the hot box with me. So if we go down, we'll get this up.
Wow.
Many people,
is that a Motorola Razr?
our issues that we have when we go on the road.
I gotta see. I gotta see. Hold on.
I brought the hot box. I've got the
What is that? I mean, okay. I think she means hot spot. Unless I think she means hot spot. But I don't think that that's a Motorola Razr either. I remember my Motorola Razr back in 2002 was like thinner, smaller. So I guess it's a mobile hotspot. Okay. I mean, because I figured you could just use your phone for that. So all right.
The hot box with me.
Hold on.
So if we go down, we'll get this up. Many people are hating on Bullhorn Betty for an error. Again, for the West trial, we did get the order. We will be, so we're going to make the haters head.
Okay.
We did get the order for it. We'll get this up. Many people.
All right. So what she's talking about here, right here.
People are hating on Bullhorn Betty for an error. Again, for the West trial, we did get.
Okay. So what she's talking about right here, this error in the West. Now, the thing is Betty, like, here's the thing. Also, another advantage, besides seeing that there can't be a coincidence behind the fact that everyone talks about you. Okay. There can't be a coincidence. It's just impossible that it's the chances are too astronomical. Okay. So somebody said she's an error. Y'all are fucking killing me. it's not, yeah, there's no, the chances are astronomical that this many people would take an interest in you and all point out the same things. It just doesn't, you know what I mean? So you're always making these errors. Sometimes they're just more severe than others. And we're constantly, some of us, at the very least, I am, but there are more than one. Some of us are calling you out on one particular thing consistently as well, is your strange need to interfere in cases. And you continue to refer to yourself as someone who is in the law profession. You continue to refer to yourself as somebody who works in the courts. It doesn't seem to make sense because you don't seem to ever know the first thing of how the justice system works, much less just simple like how court works. I mean, how do you not know what a judge's order means? And I meant to, I should have, I'm sure I can find it. I'm sure I can find it. But yeah, let me do that real quick, actually. There we go. Okay. I'm not seeing it here. I'm trying to find the actual court order by the judge. I know I saw it in a post. I just can't remember who posted it. I thought Mystery Maven did, and maybe I'm just not seeing it. But I linked Mystery Maven's channel and DutyRon's in the description because they did a live together earlier today. And I thought it was great. At least as much of it that I got to watch. So I'm trying to find the order, but I know I read the order until I can find it. I can't see chat right now. But until I can find the order, it clearly says that there's no recording, streaming of any kind at all. So I mean, when I read that, I was like, any. I even commented on it. I'm like, it clearly says fucking any. There's no loophole. There's nothing of the effect. What are you talking about?
Did get the order. We will be, so we're going to make the haters' heads turn come Monday because they are going to absolutely, if they hate, you know, and it's all the same people that hate Bullhorn Betty, right? That bitch about it and go on a freaking year tirade about me. It's like it falls on deaf ears because all you ever do is complain about me.
See, you're right. I'll give you that. It is always the same people, but you're half right. Christoph Fan always gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. Congrats to Nurse Bev, Selena Icebox 88. Remy, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And Corvette Sally 1. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. It is always the same people. Okay. But it's always new people too. There's more and more people, like there's a consistent growth in more people that are talking about you. So you're tunnel visioning there because there's more. It's happening in all different directions now. Everyone's talking about you. Bigger channels are starting to talk about you now. Because the thing about this case is the Orrin and Orson West case. Now, I did a little bit on it when it was a a big case. I went over the interview, the public press conference that Giselle and I forgot the guy's name. It was so long ago. But I went over that, and clearly they're lying. And I was actually looking forward to this trial too. I'm only keeping some tabs on it, but I am too invested in the Letitia Stout trial. That has always been the trial that I've been obsessed with. Finally, Trezell, thank you so much. Finally seeing justice done. And for those of you that are following this trial, it is shaping up to be exactly what we would expect, is this horrible person just making a complete and total disgusting circus out of this. I'm so grateful that she is not representing herself. I don't want to see another Darrell Brooks trial. She is a violent, awful person. And I welcome Dawn Marie. She's a violent, awful person, and I was the one person at the time that I remember that was speaking out against channels who were jumping to conclusions about her. This is another reason why I'm so invested in seeing justice done, because I mean, I knew she was guilty. I felt it in my heart, but at the same time, I was like, dude, you know, just because somebody's an asshole on social media doesn't mean they're capable of like the most horrible thing that you could think of somebody doing. And, you know, and it turns out that all of these people were right, of course, including myself. I just would not do that publicly. But, you know, that's one of those cases, one of those rare cases where I think it's fair that a lot of people, really good people, were still, I mean, they were listening to their gut in this particular case, because my gut was screaming, you know, my gut was screaming. I've actually, one of the channels, we started off as friends, and then we fought during that issue, and then we're friends again. But I was so invested in this case that now I'm way too invested in the trial. So, but the thing is it's a horrible case. It's an incredibly sad case, and it's an incredibly infuriating case. And there are really good people that I've known on YouTube. And two of them being DutyRon and Mystery Maven Esquire, Jess. And they are really emotionally involved in this case. DutyRon has been for a long time. She is emotionally involved in this case. And when you do things, now I understand if this was happening during the Letitia Stout trial, she did something like that, like what she did. And for those of you who don't know, what she did was there was a clear order not to stream this, and then she streamed it. Everyone had the same sense to just, okay, we want justice for these kids. The system absolutely failed those two boys. The system absolutely failed those kids. And so if the system is a representative of us and how we as a society want to take care of our kids and the ones who have nobody to speak for them, this is the time to speak up for them. And there are great people out there like DutyRon and like Mystery Maven Esquire, Jess, who are doing what they can with their experience and with their insight and covering this case, doing it with empathy, doing it with the mindset that there are loved ones of this boy and this community wants justice for these boys. These loved ones and the community want justice for these boys. And there's something about Betty that's lacking, where she doesn't seem to understand this or give a shit. Because it's not just DutyRon and Mystery Maven that she ticked off. They just happen to represent a whole shit ton of people in the community who want to see justice done. And they don't even actually represent them. To their community, they do. But overall, the community itself is a representation of everyone wanting justice for these kids. And she, who claims to be a child advocate, seems to have absolutely no understanding of this whatsoever. So now she's here saying, after she does this, she even refers to it as an error, because let me just play it, because it's her thinking is something else.
Complain. Oh, well. Bullhorn Betty made a mistake. So what? Sue me, right? Sue me.
Okay, so here she knows it's a mistake, right? I mean, she's acknowledging at one point saying it was an error, and at this point now saying that it was a mistake, correct? So
it's not going to stop our coverage on the case. Again, wait until Monday. We're going to make the haters' heads explode, literally freaking explode, and it's all going to be done above board.
Let me be clear about something. I don't care that she's covering the case, as long as she's not contributing to misinformation, and as long as she's not interfering with the case, like she did with the Leilani Simon case, like she just did with the Orrin and Orson West case. I should call it the Quentin Simon case, excuse me. But the way that she interfered with these cases was absolutely unethical, to say the least, and disgusting. I mean, loud, obnoxious, just in every abrasive, aggressive way you can think of someone to interfere with an ongoing investigation and or case, an open case, because it's still open until there's a conviction. Still open until there's a conviction, right? So here she says she made a mistake. Bullhorn Betty made a mistake. Blah, blah, blah. Sue me. And then she goes on now saying what she's got planned for Monday, day after tomorrow. What she's got planned for Monday is going to make the haters' heads roll. Again, I don't give a shit that she covers the case. I realize that she might, screw up a fact, because she is guaranteed. And I guarantee you that she hasn't really done any research on the case either. As long as she's not inciting some sort of ridiculous physical behavior from people. Something as little as making a phone call on a mass level to some place and flooding up their phone lines, which she's done. Cheesy Wheezy, member for 3 months. Look at Team Brittany's comments. Okay, thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay, so yeah, any recording of a court proceeding is absolutely prohibited without a court order. Violation of this order to the court is punishable as contempt pursuant to court civil procedure 1209. All right, and that's all I need to really read. I realize you said it was in 3 parts, but that's really all I need to read. That right there is clear and concise as to what the judge ordered. You cannot. There's no way you're going to get an order. Because according to Mystery Maven Esquire, she's an attorney, a criminal attorney at that. And she, months ago, tried to get a way to be able to stream it. And they were like, no way, can't do it. And they're going to let her do it. She's got a loophole for Monday, right? You know, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's so out of the box for her to actually do some research on a case and just talk about it. That's it. It's I mean, that's what everyone does. It's what chasing does. It's what we all do. And having made only one video in all of my time on YouTube, one pre-recorded and edited video, having only done that once, I could tell you it's tedious and it's time consuming. But it's so is doing a little research, but you're going to have to do research if you're going to make a pre-recorded video, but you don't really have to make a pre-recorded video. As long as you simply do the research and you go on a live stream and you discuss the facts of the case. Why is that so difficult? I don't understand why this is such a, and I mean, I guess because it's just easier. It's just easier to talk about something that you don't know anything about without actually looking into it so that you actually do know what you're talking about. I mean, I guess just being completely full of shit is technically less work, but I don't know. I find like pretending, like in theory, pretending like I'm this person that I'm not would be exhausting. Much easier and much more satisfying to just look at a couple of articles, read up on it, see if you can dig up some court documents. It's not that difficult, dude. Like I would imagine that is a lot less tedious than being in a constant state of bullshitting yourself.
In accordance with the court's order, because I do have the court's order in my possession. I got it yesterday. So just, you guys are going to want to be here.
Okay. She got it yesterday. So she wasn't even aware of the court order in the first place. She just heard, she basically saw opportunity and that's it. Right? See, again, I don't care that she covers cases. But if she were doing, and if she did something to the effect of what she did to Orrin and Orson, if she did that to the Letitia Stout trial, I would be fucking livid. I would be going off. I totally feel where DutyRon and Mystery Maven are coming from. I would be livid. I know Chasey knows what I'm talking about.
Here on Monday. Stout case. We're going to be monitoring that and watching.
Yeah, and real quick, Jesus Christ. So I'm trying to do just a little off the subject. And Betty, you should listen in too, because you might actually learn something. But those of us who are actually streaming the trial and actually care about justice for Gannon, Thursdays are the day off. I am doing something, even though I'm streaming the trial the rest of the week. There are a few other great creators that are doing so. One of those creators is Tracy Ann, Chasing, formerly known as Chasing Truth. She will be joining me this next coming Thursday. And we will be discussing the Gannon Stout case and the Letitia Stout trial. So I'm trying to do this like every Thursday. I'm trying to get somebody else who's talking about the case. Because I know how much Chasing really cares about this case. And I know how much she cares about justice for Gannon. And we've never actually had a verbal conversation about it. And it's something that I know that we are both very passionate about. So I would be very, very interested in bouncing my thoughts off of her and vice versa. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I hope you guys will join me and Tracy Ann for that.
Watching that on the way back, because we've got a long drive. I've been up since about, 3:30 this morning. I think I got on the road.
And Betty, you're invited too. Since you're streaming the Gannon Stout case, the Letitia Stout trial, since you're streaming this, I'm more than happy to have you on as a guest on one of these Thursdays. There are at least 5 slots left. Okay, so, and even still, even after the fact, we can set something up. The invite to the channel is still valid. It is there, Betty. Okay.
I'm not sure exactly when I got on the road this morning, but I'm supposed to be in Savannah before the hearing. So that's all that matters. And I'm not staying there. I'm going to go there for the hearing. I'm getting there a little early so we can do a live out in front of the courthouse. We're going to go over some of the case stuff. You know, what are we going to, court for today? What is the motion hearing? It's to remove several counts of the indictment against Leilani, including this is a significant in and of itself. What do you mean? I have no idea what word that person was using. It's not part of my language. You're complaining yesterday, so we're going to make your heads spin. And like I said, we're going to do it all above board. I've got the order. I've read the order. I've researched the order, and we now know what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do. So,
what research do you need? Excuse me. What research do you need other than the simple press release that makes it abundantly clear that there's not going to be any streaming of the trial? That's it. It's the decision's made. It's not happening. There's no way around it. No legitimate news sources are doing it. Do you know what research means? I don't know. I don't think you do. I don't think you do.
I don't want to lose coverage on the West case because, people don't know how to follow the order. But we're going to follow the order, and we're going to be doing our live coverage on the case. So be here for that.
Okay. Because you can do the live coverage. You can listen to it, and you can comment on what you're hearing. Right? I mean, I would think so, right? So, I mean, what's wrong with that? Because if you're such a legal expert, because the thing is I don't think that, I can't speak for her. I don't know. I'm only guessing because she is an attorney. So I'm guessing that the reason why Mystery Maven can't actually stream live and give her commentary on it play by play is because she's an attorney and she has clients and she has a job and she's doing that all day. So I'm assuming that's probably the reason. But she does give in-depth updates. So please take a second. If you're not subscribed already, go to my description and hit the link to her channel, DutyRon as well. Subscribe. But she gives in-depth updates from an attorney's perspective. Now, Betty, since you have all of this knowledge and you have all of this time to stream trials live, well then, since you can't actually stream it, you can actually listen and you can give play-by-play. That would put you in a way better position than Mystery Maven herself. Because you could do it live. She has to make a video explaining what happened in court. But you have the advantage of doing it live. And with all your knowledge, you're telling us that you can't just simply translate to your listeners what you're hearing without breaking any of the court's rules or without having to bypass any of the judge's orders. Oh, but I forgot, because what would motivate you to do that is actually wanting justice for these two boys and actually being something of an advocate. But you lack that. And so this would never occur to you. Or also, the more simpler conclusion is that you're completely full of shit and you don't know anything about what you're talking about. And so you wouldn't be able to do that anyway. You wouldn't be able to give your commentary on top of it because you wouldn't know what the fuck is going on.
On Monday, we're probably going to miss today. I'm going to be listening, and I don't know if they have court today because, so quite frankly, after all that stuff happened yesterday, I was quite stressed out. You know, obviously, you can imagine my stress level. We heard there was issues with the phones. I call up to the courthouse. I tell them who I am and what I want to do. Now, is it?
She keeps talking about phones. You guys notice that? Have you noticed that she's also the only person talking about phones when discussing this trial or any other trial? Have you guys noticed this? Am I crazy? Am I just hearing something, you know, like that like I'm fixating on for some weird reason? Is that happening? But she keeps talking about fucking phones. And I don't understand what I don't get it.
That she misunderstood what I was going to, I have no idea, but I say the same spiel every time I call a courthouse. It's not like I go in there under the radar or try to be devious in any way, shape, or form. That's not the truth or well, you guys know. So anyways, I had no idea where the link was. So the courts actually walked me through the website and everything to get to the link. So naturally, I just assumed that it had something to do with the phone systems. Clearly, we can, run with the audio from the courthouse because I thought it was a licensing issue.
Okay, a couple of things.
I had no idea where the link was. So the courts actually walked me through the website and everything to get to the link. So naturally, I just assumed that it had something to do with the phone systems. Clearly.
Why would you assume that it has something to do with the phone systems? What do you think they're using? AOL dial-up? The fuck are you talking about? What does it have to do with the phone systems? I can't help but laugh at this because like she's completely misunderstanding everything. Because she goes into this whole tirade about how, why would she, if she's not allowed to stream it, why would they show her how to do it? They're not. They're walking you through how to fucking actually stream it for yourself so you can listen. That's what they're thinking when you're saying stream it. I want to stream it. And maybe they don't even know about the court order. Maybe that's not their job. Maybe they're just there to help. Maybe their job is to just, okay, well, somebody needs help with the website. Got it. You know, I mean, maybe they're not even aware of the court order that it's not even allowed to be streamed. Like they're not teaching her how to link it to StreamYard. They're just telling her where to go so she can listen, so it can play, right? They're not telling her, hey, once you're in, you gotta go to share screen once you got StreamYard up and blah, blah, blah. They're not doing that. You know?
We can, run with the audio from the courthouse because I thought it was a licensing issue.
Okay, see, she keeps saying that too. Why the fuck do you think it's a licensing issue? Where does that come from? It's a fucking county court. It's a county courthouse. What licensing issue are you talking about? You think that they're copywriting it and selling it? Making money off of it? What are you talking about? What licensing? It's simple. Like, the judge ordered that you can't stream it, period. That's it. There's too much shit going on.
Not a judge issue, but either way, we got it all worked out, and we're going to be able to proceed Monday. I'm going to get it all set up, so we can proceed. It's going to be a little.
No, you can't proceed, bro. Think about her printer. Yes, she has AOL dial-up. That's why she couldn't do the website, because she had to hang up each time she tried to connect. Thank you, Mo. Y'all kill me. Oh fuck. Hold on. Cherry's yelling at me. Okay. So here's the court order. Users of the court's audio streaming service are reminded of the general prohibition against the photographing, recording, and rebroadcasting of court proceedings, including those held by telephone. Betty, since you are so obsessed with phones in this case here, including those held by telephone or video conference. See California Rule of Court 1.150 and this court standing order number 19-0005. Any recording of a court proceeding is absolutely prohibited without a court order. Let me repeat that. Any recording of a court proceeding is absolutely prohibited without a court order. So now, unless she got a court order, which I'm willing to bet my balls she didn't, violation of this order of the court is punishable as contempt pursuant to Code of Civil Procedure 1209. So no, she's not going to get it. She can't stream it, period. And if by any reason, because what's going to end up happening is she's going to end up catching a charge for streaming it. That's what's going to end up happening. But it's also going to make it more difficult for us to be able to follow these trials and actually watch the justice system do its work. She's fucking it up for those of us because rules are going to get tighter. People are going to be less likely to want to have it available to stream or be televised or anything like that. So, I mean, is Deets on the Streets in here? Yeah. And I was listening to Deets on the Streets live stream the other day. And she had someone up there. And it was almost as though that person was suggesting that we shouldn't have it at all. And I'm just like, no, no, I couldn't agree with that. You know what I mean? Because why the fuck can't we just act like adults, and just let, or why can't we even just have some empathy for these victims so that they can get justice that they're entitled to? I mean, I don't understand why this is such a hard concept.
A little different, but we're going to be able to cover it. So, with that being said, we will move on with that. The Stout case, obviously, that didn't even go on yesterday. People were like, if you pay attention, I've been on the field. Like, I'm not an armchair detective. I'm an in the field researcher. Like, I'm out there. I'm in Glenn County doing work. If you pay attention, case, obviously, we will move on with that. The Stout case, obviously, that didn't even go on yesterday. People were like, if you pay attention, I've been on the field. Like, I'm not.
Yeah. Like, it was established. I mean, we're going on week 3. And you didn't know that there was a trend that they don't do Thursdays? You know what I mean? Like, you didn't know? I mean, like, that's the thing, is it doesn't make me mad that she's streaming the Gannon Stout trial. It doesn't make me mad. Yeah, I mean, it's what's expected of a tragedy pimp kind of thing. It's not one of those things that she does, like her streaming the West case. That's not okay. That's something that is it is infuriating. You know, her just streaming the Stout case. You know what I mean? She doesn't know anything about the case. She just streams it, and then she, you know, starts talking about some other bullshit that nobody gives a fuck about. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't care. You know, she's not spreading any misinformation. I mean, she doesn't even know enough to spread misinformation. Like, there's people who know just enough, and then they don't know enough to be able to actually spread the right information, so they spread misinformation. She doesn't even have enough to do that. She doesn't have enough to actually spread misinformation. So, you know what I mean? I don't really care. But here she is making the excuse of not doing any research on the case, even though she's streaming it, and even though she's capitalizing off of it, even though she's making money off of it. She's sitting here saying, I don't have time to look into these cases. I'm on the road. I'm in the field. I'm in the field. What?
I'm not an armchair detective. I'm an in-the-field researcher. Like, I'm out there. I'm in Glenn County doing work. I'm going over to Marion County doing. I don't know where these people have all this time on their hands to be watching everything. Like, I don't watch other YouTube channels. If you guys haven't noticed, I do my own thing. I don't get my research from other YouTubers that have no.
So here I am, who is streaming the trial all day, chasing two, right? We're streaming the trial all day, all week. A lot of good creators are doing it. And yet, I at least still have time to get up here and talk about you. See, it's not vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, that takes up a lot of time. Actually doing research, actually knowing about a case, paying attention, you know, watching these things unfold as they happen. You stream it and then leave and then go, like, march for Trump. You know what I mean? Like, that's not. And then you say that you're advocating for children while you're doing it. And that's not true either. You straight up lie to your audience about where their money goes. Technically, that's fraud. You know? I mean, but it's so funny because I think you believe the shit coming out of your face, dude. Like, I think you really believe it.
No education in the field. I'm sorry, I just don't do it. That's just the way I roll.
The way I roll is I don't do any research.
It's been a great morning.
I don't learn about what I'm talking about.
Like, we have overcast out right now. It's a little, I don't know, kind of.
There's always a weather report.
Had to drive through. But so far this morning, 12. Yeah. Oh, and then just for my mods, good morning, ZA. For my mods, if anybody's rude in the chat for any reason, we're going to follow the rules of this chat. If their comments are rude or does
Hello, DutyRon. It's good to have you here, buddy.
Not go with our good morning, Oki. They don't go or vote with our rules of the chat. We're going to implement, remove their comment. Good morning, Mary. Remove their comment. First strike. Second strike is time them out. Third strike, they're completely blocked from this chat. We don't need them in here.
They always
their Roach channels to talk.
They always do this too, and it's so funny. Us Roach channels actually do our research. What are you talking about? I love that. I love how the people who point out what she's doing, because I've said it many times, guys. I don't give a shit about this woman. I honestly don't. What matters to me as far as her and what she does is how it pertains to crime cases and justice being tampered with by her actions. If she didn't do that shit, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care anything of what she does. It's just a bonus that she gives us so much more to talk about. It's just a bonus, you know. She makes it easy to laugh at, because otherwise it would be fucking tragic. It would be scary. And it's already scary to a certain degree. But see, I love this whole, you know, because the whole, you know, if you give them attention, you know, then you're making them bigger and you're making them, okay, that's valid normally. Okay. Here is where that would work in everyone's favor, because I've said this before as well. The more she's talked about, because all she wants is attention. She wants to be famous. She wants to make some name for herself without actually going out and doing anything worthwhile. She just wants to do it by being loud and shitty towards people. So I say, give her the attention. Make everyone aware, because people generally, the majority of people are good people. And I think DutyRon would probably agree with me, because DutyRon is a retired New York City homicide detective. He's worked with the scummiest fucking people that you could ever imagine. And I'll bet you anything that DutyRon would still say that people are generally good people overall. And if she's exposed to that generality, she'll just be known for being the shitbag that she is. And therefore, her actions won't be effective. Simple. I say, blow these people up and make them as famous as they want to be. I say, blow up their names. Big lights. True Crime Dime, thank you so much. Some of us have been on G-Man's case for 3 years. You can't just jump on now, not even reading the affidavit, and think we can't see right through you, Betty. I agree, exactly. Exactly.
Talk about me, but we're not going to have the roaches in my chat talking about me. So move them on out and let them go to the platforms where they're more comfortable. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Pebbles, CA. And we've got some updates as well. I just don't have them with me, nor can I read them at the present time because I'm driving and need to have both hands on the wheel. So I see Jennifer's in the house.
Oh, what are you talking about? We saw you. Everyone clipped it too. We saw your dumbass like with a laptop in your hand and like with a phone and trying to steer with your elbow and shit. And everybody was like, what are you doing, lady? Like, what are you talking about? I got to have both hands on the wheel.
So whoever that's whatever, XXX, go ahead and delete that. Go ahead. I mean, literally don't even just block them. They don't go through there, so they can just sit here and make another account. I don't care if I block them.
Like, if there was a drinking game, like a reverse drinking game, this is what I'm talking about. If you had like a reverse drinking game, great idea for one, is if you can go fucking 5 seconds without Betty being a Karen, a whole 5 seconds, right? You have to take a shot. You'll never get drunk. That's the point of the game. It's a drinking game for people in recovery right there. Like, for 5 seconds that she's not being a Karen, a whole 5 seconds, you got to take a shot. You'll never take a shot. You'll never take a shot. It'll never happen.
Where is she headed? Dave Lynn, I'm heading to Savannah, Georgia. We are covering the Leilani Simon case. So we're going there. It's a pretty big deal, in all fairness, because, good morning, Julie. It's a pretty big deal because they're trying to get some counts of the indictment removed. Now, I don't think because of the severity of the crime, the malice murder crime, I don't think they're going to be able to get that removed. I don't think their legal arguments are strong enough to have that count removed. However, there are several other accounts.
Just a second there, Professor. Whose legal arguments? Because if I remember correctly, unless I'm missing something, I don't think that there's Am I wrong? I could be wrong. Let me actually look that up before I look stupid. I already look stupid. All right. Okay. So I got to give people the benefit of the doubt, but Leilani Simon's trial hasn't started yet. Has anybody made opening arguments? Has that happened? What arguments is she talking about?
And I don't think they're going to be able to get that removed. I don't think their legal arguments are strong enough to have that count removed. However, there are several other accounts on the indictment that they might be successful in removing. This is where they whittle away at the law, they whittle away at whether or not these rise to the level of the the statute and the case law. So it's going to be very interesting. You know me, being
I got to hear that one more time. I got to hear that one more
they might
time.
be successful in removing. This is where they whittle away at the law, they whittle away at whether or not these rise to the level of the the statute and the case law. So it's going to be very interesting. You know me, being a legal professional,
She has no idea what she's talking about.
Legal arguments. I always love hearing legal arguments. Legal arguments are, it helps you in the future because when you see a case, you're going to be able to identify very quickly what legal arguments that they will most likely have for that particular case. So these types of pretrial hearings are very interesting to me, and it's a great learning experience.
Dude, I've never actually known what a lawyer's argument is necessarily going to be until the trial starts. Like, you can't just take all, I mean, there are rulings that are made and motions that are filed based on past cases. That does happen. But someone, I mean, I'm just going to assume how a lawyer is going to like present his argument without ever fucking knowing anything about that attorney and how they've tried cases before. What are you talking about?
Experience, not just for me, but for my audience about these types of cases. So I pray nothing gets dropped. I pray nothing gets dropped either. I mean, I'm hoping that this is all for nothing. It's going to go to trial. The judge is going to allow the jurors.
And what's really funny is there's also a no streaming. The judge also ordered a no streaming thing too. Yeah. I know that the judge ordered a no streaming. Here we go right here.
Well, new at 6, the case of a mother accused of killing her son in Chatham County was back in court today.
Leilani Simon is facing 19 charges for the death of her toddler, Quentin Simon. That includes felony murder. And today's news cameras were banned from the courtroom. But WTOC Shay Schrader was there and has all the details for us.
Now, Shay, they talked about a few important points as the case proceeds. What are those key parts?
Couple of things, including
that
what
wasn't
media
me.
access to the case will look like moving forward, and whether evidence from Leilani's mother, Billie Howell, will make it into the courtroom. In a break from past hearings, District Attorney Shalana Cook Jones was part of the state's legal team today. Assistant District Attorney Tim Dean stated to Judge Tammy Stokes that the state objects to any recordings or live streaming of future proceedings in order to protect the privacy of Quentin Simon's two siblings, who he said were inextricably linked to the case. The defense also asked that any future recordings of the case be handled on a hearing-by-hearing basis. Their main concern with court being recorded, Leilani Simon's right to a fair trial. Judge Stokes ruled that there will be no live streaming of the case moving forward and that she'll make a ruling on whether media organizations can record on an individual basis. Billy Howell was also present in court today after being subpoenaed by the state to produce documents. She turned over 8 journals of Leilani's to the court that Leilani had written in while at a treatment center following her son's death. Judge Stokes will hold the journals and make a ruling on whether to quash the subpoena at a later time. Judge Stokes also said today that the court has obtained DFAX documents pertaining to Billy Howell, Quentin Simon, Leilani Simon, her other 2 living children, and their fathers. Judge Stokes said that she's going to look over those records and decide whether they'll be admissible in court. Now, there are no more hearings scheduled in this case at this time, but WTOC will keep a close eye on it and keep you updated as things progress. Live in Chatham County, Shay Schrader, WTOC News.
And here is a quick timeline of how we got to this point in the case. Quentin Simon went missing on October 5th. Over a week later, Chatham County Police confirmed they believed he was dead. And on October 18th,
Girl of the Valley,
the search for his remains moved to the Chatham County landfill nearly a week later. Quentin's bones were found there a month later. Leilani Simon, Quentin's mother, was arrested and charged with murder 2 days after that.
Meanwhile, while that was going on, Bullhorn Betty and a bunch of other idiots, including Dolly Vision, decided to show up there and cause a scene and trash talk Chief Hadley while he had a team of professionals digging through 2 million pounds of garbage looking for Quentin's remains. And the entire time, this person is yelling and screaming, claiming that law enforcement's not doing their job.
To decide whether she.
So I'm of the opinion, 100%, agreeing with Deets on the streets. And DutyRon is saying a criminal defense attorney has a job to do, and they will ask for as many things possible to be dropped for their clients. Exactly what they're doing. And I have been saying this ever since I started covering this person. I have been saying the same thing. They're just making things easier for a defense attorney. Mystery Maven has backed me up on this in chat before. They're just making things easier for a defense attorney. They are deliberately, directly possibly costing justice for these victims. And this is a problem.
Have committed these crimes versus them, arguing and getting stuff removed. But we don't know. We know that there was, no charge. Hadley really didn't like to charge anybody.
Okay. Still talking shit about Chief Hadley, calling him no charge Hadley. What Chief Hadley did was conduct an investigation that collected enough evidence to put Leilani away beyond a reasonable doubt in the eyes of a jury. Period. That's his job. To collect evidence, to investigate, collect evidence, to give to the district attorney so that the district attorney can prosecute this person and convince a jury beyond a reasonable doubt. And that means overkill with evidence, more than you need. Because I personally think that we've already seen more than enough to convict Letitia Stout. But we've still got, what, 5 more weeks to go? I mean, 6 weeks to go? So this is so that they can prove a case beyond, that's what beyond means, beyond the reasonable doubt. Can't, like, overkill. You cannot walk out of here thinking that that person could be innocent. That's what your job as a prosecutor is to a jury. If you're a juror and I'm a prosecutor, you cannot walk out of here with any doubt that that person is guilty and then render a guilty verdict. Period. She doesn't seem to understand this, and she claims to have a law degree. I have a GED. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take a lot to understand this.
I need to get over. I'm getting to the wrong lane. Hold on, I need to get over. My turn's coming up. Now we're going to be going into some desolate areas, so I may just go ahead in an abundance of caution. Oh, there's Turkey Man in the house. Nice to see you, Turkey Man. We're probably going to need prayers today.
What you don't have is an abundance of caution. That is
going to need prayers today. We need prayers that Leilani's counts don't get removed, that the prosecution has a good
You didn't do anything to help that.
We're praying and keeping our fingers crossed. We also need prayers for me. Lord have mercy, I made a mistake yesterday. And wouldn't you know, everybody under the sun likes to attack Bullhorn Betty. I would love if I paid so much attention to them. I bet you I could probably find at least 10 to 12 mistakes to my every one mistake that I make.
I don't think there's a person in this chat. Honestly, I don't think that there's a person in this chat that if they made the observation, everyone likes to attack me, that they wouldn't go, holy shit, what did I do? And should I correct that? I should probably correct that. Not everybody just likes to attack me. You know, it's just the way that cookie crumbles. That's the way the popcorn pops. Everybody just wants to go after Bullhorn Betty. Oh, well. No, it's that you keep doing fucked up, nefarious shit. That's why.
Never hear them complaining about themselves. But I need prayers, right? I need prayers when stuff gets a little tough. What is that old saying when it... All right. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but my GPS is barking at me. I need to turn. Turn! And I got my purple shirt on. It's got my little bedazzles, like bling bling. I got my bling bling on.
This isn't even a lie. This isn't even a lie. I swear that before I went live, I was watching on Peacock a documentary about Barney the dinosaur. Not fucking lying. Like literally before I went live. That's what I was watching. And I was super into it. And I was like, oh shit, I got to go live. Paused it. Can't wait to watch it when this is done. Just saying.
It's going to be noticeable out there in that sun. I'm just going to be shining like a star. Did you get what happened yesterday taking care of?
Okay.
Yeah, if you're talking...
No, it's actually a really interesting... No, it's not because like I'm a big Barney fan. Yeah, I was too old for that. My kid didn't even like Barney. My kid hated Barney, actually. But he was the right age for the Barney phenomena. But it's not like that. It's about... of course. It's about how weird it got started and like all of the backlash that it got. Like adults hated Barney, kids loved it, and nobody understood, and it was just like really weird. And the guy who like was the guy doing the in the suit is like a tantric sex therapist or something. So that's all there's all this controversy behind that. Anyway.
Oh. Okay, 320/60. I gotta go 320/60. There we go.
I can't stop staring at her hair.
This is the craziest spot where I'm at. There's like a pilot on one side of the road, and there's a pilot directly on the other side of the road. So pilot's like got this corner locked down. Got this corner locked down. Get out your way. There we go. Is Dolly in the house? Good morning, Dolly. Good morning.
I'd love to see like an abstract fucking movie, like an abstract biopic of Bullhorn Betty, and Vince Neil is cast as her. And it's a musical, like, and I know he can't sing for shit anymore, so just let him do the best he can. I would love to see that. Oh my God. I gotta stop eating those edibles, man. All right, DutyRon, thanks for joining, man. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe to DutyRon, guys. Link is in the description.
Get a chance to watch Turtle Island. I ended up falling asleep so early last night because I had to get up early and hit the road. I'm making one big loop. I'm running up to Savannah, Georgia to cover Leilani's hearing, and I'm going to be driving back tonight. So, but I called the courthouse yesterday. I don't think Dolly was here for this, so I might as well tell.
Didn't the hearing that she's on her way to get pushed? Didn't they cancel it, push it?
Dolly, what's going on? So I called the courthouse yesterday, do the same spiel. You know, this is Andra, blah, 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 with Bullhorn Betty channel. I'm trying to find the live stream. I'm wanting to live stream this, and I heard that we couldn't use the phone systems, blah, blah, blah. So the lady decides to walk me through. I don't know I didn't go through all the push button.
Thank you, Jackie Garnett. You may have a GED, but you have a doctorate in common sense. Love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Here, and you know, I hit the 0 and talked to whoever was on the phone. So, anyways, is this my turn? Where's my turn? My turn should be coming up here. So, anyways, I start running it. Everybody in the chat, everybody under the sun starts coming over here, screaming at me, saying that I am violating the court order. I'm breaking the rules, and I'm like, I just got off the phone with the courthouse. And they walked me through it and told me, you know, I told them who I was and what I was wanting to do. Not one person said, hey, you might want to check the court order, or here's the...
Still no concept, right? Even at this point. Girl of the Valley, thank you. Now that Dolly is in the house, she's blushing, right? I mean, I think that they probably did walk her through actually being able to, like, where she can go to listen to it. I mean, why wouldn't they do that? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they help her with that? But I guarantee that they didn't tell her to stream it. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't tell her that she's got to, like, you know, what to do once she's logged on to StreamYard. She didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, so what she's sitting here saying, like, it doesn't occur to her that all of these people, because let me tell you something. I love having a chat. Like, yeah, you eat the dick for a second. You know what I mean? When you say or do something stupid, it happens. I do it all the time. But I love having a chat that will call me out on it and correct me. And then I'll be like, oh man, oh shit. You know what I mean? But that's because I don't think that I'm a know-it-all douchebag. Just a douchebag, but not a know-it-all. And I look at my chat that's an advantage to have, and to think, okay, if all of these people are saying the same thing, there's at least some truth to it, at least enough to look into and go, okay. But she never does this. It's like she never does this. Even if she goes through the motions of actually talking to someone, she still misinterprets it. And she still hears only what she wants. Summer Butterfly member for 5 months. Thank you so much. Welcome to Logic.
The court order, or you can't do that, or anything like that. Nobody said that. And I'm talking to the freaking courthouse. You would think that the courthouse, of all people, would be able to tell me, hey, that's going to be a violation of the court order.
Now, should the people in the courthouse know that? Sure. I'm not going to disagree with her on that. Should those people know that? But it's also possible that they didn't. And it's still not an excuse when literally everyone else on YouTube who's following that case knows that you can't stream that fucking trial. Literally everyone knows this, and they understand why, except you. You still don't understand why, because here you are still trying to find ways around it come Monday.
But either way, we ran I think it was 5 minutes of it. Everybody under the sun, and they broke for lunch. Everybody under the sun decides to start yelling at me, which I don't ever listen to because they yell at me.
See, that's not a hint. She just, everybody under the sun was yelling at her, yet it's not a hint. Because you just hear her right there say, well, I never listened to that. Dude, that is the beauty of having a chat, bro. And at the very least, these people support you. They purchase memberships. They super chat you. They send you Cash Apps, PayPals. These people support you. The least you can do is actually give them the benefit of the doubt if they're all collectively trying to help you with something. Because that's literally what's going on, is they're trying to help you. They're trying to go, hey, Betty, you're going to get in trouble for doing that. Don't do that. And yet you don't want to listen. And anybody who does anything contrary to what you've already decided to do is a troll, or they're a cockroach, or a fucking octopus, or whatever the fuck you said was the sea animal or whatever.
Yell at me so much that when they yell at me for something that's realistic, we don't believe them. It's like the boy that cried wolf, right? So, we're just trying.
So Betty's dumbass is thinks that she's so fucking important that everybody, all of us, came together for and orchestrated this mass flash mob type troll. This virtual flash mob type troll where everybody jumped in her chat and went, Betty, you can't do that. It was all a conspiracy from the cockroach channels to mess her up so she can't make money off of this trial. It's what?
Trying to figure out, so I'm calling the courthouse again, and then the lady that sounds like the one that I spoke to, she kept saying, let me get you to the right person that can answer your question. I have a funny feeling she's the one that walked me through it, because she was so adamant about making sure I spoke to the right person with the answers on it. So I called back, and they give me the court order.
Probably because you were yelling at her.
So I've looked at the court order. So we are going to, as I'm on the road today, but on Monday, we're going to start doing our live coverage of the West trial in accordance with the court order. And we're going to do it. And
dude, in accordance with the court order means you listen to it and you report on it, right? You're a reporter, right? Report on it. Listen to it. Translate to your audience what you're understanding. But you won't do that. You won't do that. Again, like I said before, you won't do it because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You wouldn't know what's going on in the courtroom to be able to translate it. You can't translate a language you don't know. And you don't know the law. So you don't even simply know why the law exists and what interests it exists to serve. You don't even understand that simple concept. You don't even understand the simple concept as to why most decent people decide to become lawyers and go to law school. And that simple concept is the want for justice. People become defense attorneys because they want to protect someone's rights. and get them a fair trial. People become prosecutors because they want to make sure that victims get justice. That's why. Maybe they don't always stay that way throughout their careers, but that's irrelevant. The point is, you don't even understand the simple concept as to why these people decide they want to do this from being a child. And it's simply to help people. And you talk a lot about helping people, but your actions are never consistent with that. Ever. There's always an angle for you to benefit. Always, always, always. And most of the time when you say you're helping people, you're actually hurting them.
And people are probably going to get a little pissed off, but that's okay. We'll do it in accordance with the court order. It's going to be a little creative, but we're going to get it done.
Right. Where's the advocacy?
Coffee, LOL. I know. You guys, listen to this. Wherever. Okay, I'm coming up to where I got to turn. But look at this. I brought my coffee pot. I made coffee and not having coffee. So while I'm coming to a stop, tell me I'm not dedicated to the coffee club, all right? Tell me I'm not dedicated to the coffee. Anything can literally go on. How many miles do you have on your car? Yeah, it's for all the mods that are in here. Sonia's got it right. If you see anybody in here, just the start step, just immediately block them. If you're unsure and they're following the rules, but it's just not good, you can go ahead and time them out or just remove their message. But I leave that up to my mods. They're the ones that handle this. They know the rules of the chat. And at this point, everybody that comes here, even the haters, should know the rules of my chat.
Yeah.
We're on the road.
Don't ever disagree with Betty.
In another 4 hours.
Don't ever express an opinion unless it somehow reinforces Betty's. That's the rule of the chat.
Right now it's crazy because on 3 months you're getting ready to
You know, it's funny. Like, I didn't even notice that was going on.
45, 35. So you're constantly up and down all the whole time through 301. To,
like, I swear I didn't even notice that she wasn't even.
But I'm already close to the top of
discernible.
Oh, is that funny? I don't know what to call this one. I don't know what to call my car. These are 26-year-olds. These are 20-something-year-olds from another case into her case. But I'm pretty sure there was something about her job, Mayo Clinic. Somebody said that she didn't show up for work. You know, when you look at life, she did get away from him, thank God. But later down the road, he ended up getting shot. And
I'm going to move on to the next video. Hold on.
You guys get like a 3 for 1, right? You get Bullhorn Betty 3 times today, all in one day. Like, we don't hear that too often. So I'm going to wait for a few people to get in the chat, and then we're going to get started. Let me know if I start skipping out here. I am on my, at least I think I'm on my internet. I hope I'm on my internet. I've got the hotspots put up out here. And we've got it's all, we're already in. So there's the courthouse right behind me. If you wonder why I'm standing here, it's because I got a bench right here to hold my stuff. I got the courthouse right there, and there's perfect camera footage right here, right? And I'm in the shade because it's starting to warm up in Georgia. Okay, we're starting to feel a little bit of that Georgia heat out here. I got to be honest with you, it's creeping up there. It's like 75 when I rolled in. That means
she's always talking about the weather
right now. It's going to be a hot Georgia day today. And as you can see, I'm a little flush already. But it doesn't stop the coffee queen from drinking her coffee on a hot day, right? That's what we do. That's what we do. So why are we here? Leilani,
Good point.
here
Why
for
are
the
you
defense
here?
team thinks they're going to be able to get this malice murder knocked off their indictment. Like, that's the entire case right there.
Like, meanwhile, this shit got pushed back. She was there for this hearing, but the hearing's not happening. So again, she's in front of a building for no fucking reason whatsoever.
So her attorneys are working overtime. Poor her, right? You know, and we're not even going to get into no charge Hadley while we're sitting in here in Savannah, Georgia. We're just going to get right into the piece of garbage by the name of Leilani Simon. And if you guys are just tuning in for the first time and have no idea,
how are you going to bitch about? So she's calling this dude no charge Hadley, right? As a jab against Chief Hadley, who actually conducted a very thorough investigation to build a case against Leilani Simon for murdering her son, Quentin. Now, yeah, right, bash the tragedy pimps. I love Chief Hadley too. All of us, we love Chief Hadley. Like, Chief Hadley kicked fucking ass. And with this fucking buzzing fly that we're looking at right here, this buzzing fly, I mean, and she has the nerve to talk about him. And what's really funny is she's calling him no charge Hadley, yet she's over here hoping that the charges that Chief Hadley made possible stick. She's caring about those charges being dropped, yet she's trash talking the guy that made those charges possible, the one she's trying to maintain. What?
Yeah, who Leilani Simon is, you are going to want to sit back and hear this. So in October, we learned that a child went missing. So we started watching it, and then we started learning that the mom has been caught in several lies, saying that the father had the child, that she wasn't living with the biological father, but she believes the biological father had the child. She believes that the child, you know, she just came up with some of these.
True Crime Dime, thank you so much. Funny thing is, they wouldn't have let her anyway. Limited seating for real reporters. Hearings are closed. Notice there's no reporters. Well, and the other reason there's no reporters is because it got pushed back. Thank you, True Crime Time. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it got pushed back.
Some of these things. So we started queuing in, and we started feeling like there's a lot of red flags in this case, enough that it sparked our attention to say, hey, you know what, maybe we need to go down there, because what I don't like is, you know, I don't like other people's work. So I'm reading these articles, I'm reading, you know, all this stuff, I'm watching all these videos on there, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, a lot of people on different sides of the aisle, they believe that, you know, this child was abducted, this child was sold. Like we always hear, every time a child disappears, the child's sold somewhere. Like we have a child's market on every corner across the United States, but somehow this child was sold. We heard.
Bro, human trafficking is a thing, you idiot. Human trafficking is absolutely a thing. Like, it's, if there's a demand for something, which there is in this fucked up world, there is a demand for children for horrible reasons. And to minimize that as though it's not a problem in our society, how can you claim to be a child advocate? And then we'll get into later about the what she said about euthanizing.
You know, that it was probably the babysitter. Remember that? The babysitter did it, right? We heard a laundry list of people that did it, and I'm just scratching my head.
Girl of the Valley, thank you so much. I seen a housefly, I seen butterfly, I seen a dragonfly, but I ain't never seen a Betty fly until now. Thank you. Yeah, what? Yeah. Oh, I wonder what happened with that. The civil case she was going to file against Chief Hadley in Chatham County. Right.
Head because I was ready. Hey, I was ready to go scorch earth on her. And I said, you know what? She's a young mom. Let me come out here and find out what we can learn about this young mom. Surely she didn't injure her son. Surely she didn't do that.
That's not what happened at all. That's not even what? You came out here and yelled through a bullhorn at her house. You harassed her neighbors. You brought a guy along with you who assaulted a woman. What are you talking about?
Do that. We got out here, and lo and behold, within a few hours, people started just coming in. Apparently, with the hate channels broadcasting that we were out here, people knew we were out here, and they just started coming up to us, started talking to us. We started going places and speaking to people at restaurants and fast.
Now, once in a while, you'll see my mods throw up a comment in the chat saying, do not contact, threaten, harass, or dox anybody. It's not going to be tolerated here. I want to be very clear, even though I've thought of it myself. Like, make no mistake that going out there and counter protesting them counts as that, as far as I'm concerned, because you're merely putting yourself in danger. And what you're doing is adding to the drama of what they're doing. You're not making anything better. You know what I mean? You're not. I trust me. I get the urge to be like, you know what? If I go out there, I'm within my rights too to go out there and counter protest, right? Sure, you are, but you're not doing anything to help. You're just making a dramatic situation more dramatic. You're not going to do anything positive by going out there and confronting these people, even if you're doing it in a nonviolent manner, because they're still going to cry victim. It's just going to add to what they're doing. Yeah, I saw that, Tracy Ann. That was gross. This person is
fast food joints at the gas station trying to make heads or tails of it. We ran across here. Let me move that down.
You yelled
we ran
at
across
people.
Several people.
You yelled at people, and Dolly assaulted a woman. He verbally assaulted everyone while he was there. He physically assaulted one woman, and that's what ended up getting him in handcuffs. You're lucky as hell that you didn't end up in handcuffs. Make no mistake that the judge passing that, I am firmly of the belief that the judge passing that ruling was because of her actions in Savannah. The judge passing the ruling about no streaming and limiting the courtroom to any media access, that is all her doing. Nobody does that shit. It's not something to be proud of.
That wanted to talk, that told us a lot of information about Leilani, some people close to her families, close to her friends, and they were saying that she never had a connection with this child, that this child, she would jump over the other children to punish instead of punishing the other children or the ones that did it, because he had an older brother, and his older brother sometimes took him out of the crib and took him over to the neighbor's house. Well, it wasn't his older brother that got punished. It was Quentin that got punished. So Leilani never had this connection with this child. And when we started hearing those, we started knowing immediately that there was something there was something desperately wrong with this situation. And we started getting that horrible gut feeling that we get when we cover cases like this, right? So
What
we
happened at
ended up
all?
finding out, I think it was the next day. I can't be 100%.
That's not what happened at all. You went to that house to Karen. You went to that house to yell and scream. That is all that happened. You didn't go there to investigate anything. You went out there loud as fuck, wearing a pink hat and screaming through a bullhorn.
But I believe it was the next day that she was finally identified as the person of interest in the case. She was the only suspect that they named. They believe that now she has thrown her child in the garbage and that the child is now at the landfill. This is a 20-month-old child, by the way, for those folks that are unfamiliar with this particular case. 20-month-old child. She she was arrested almost a month later, right before Thanksgiving. They let her stay in her bed. She was on double probation. And when we found out that they named her as the primary suspect, we knew that they had enough evidence to label her that publicly. So we couldn't understand. We were thinking that the cops were coming to arrest her any moment now, that our job was pretty much done, that we can just, film her arrest and head back home. Job is done. Case closed, right? She did it. No. They left her out. Again, double probation, could not.
Okay. So right here, she's saying that since she's Bullhorn Betty and she knows the law so well, that she went out there because she expected them to slap handcuffs on her because they suspected her of being guilty of what happened to Quentin, even though nobody knew what happened to Quentin yet. Law enforcement did, but she had no fucking idea. Nothing. She just stated when she was beginning the story, she was like, well, there was this story and that story with a babysitter and blah, 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 blah. But she didn't, all she did was go out there and make a bunch of noise. These people were under a close microscope. This is a crucial stage in their investigation. It's just before they actually place her under arrest. And they are out there directly interfering with that by yelling and screaming at every single person that comes by and standing and posting in front of her house. And she didn't. And she's talking like, well, we expected to go out there and they would just arrest her and we'd get it on a live stream. We'd catch it live. But you don't have any fucking idea the going ins and outs of their investigation. Here you are. You would have no idea what happened to Quentin. And yet you're saying you expected a time. You predicted a time frame for when they would actually arrest her after they named her publicly as a person of interest. Like, what are you talking about?
Could not pass a drug test. Could not pass a drug test.
So
this motion hearing here is a very, very, very important hearing, because this is where her defense is saying they don't have enough evidence. They haven't produced enough to allege this malice murder. They want to remove the malice murder and a couple other things. I think it's a couple more felonies off of the indictment. We're going to read some articles and we're going to actually.
And it's actually possible. Now, I don't know what happened with that case and what charges they're trying to remove. I don't know. But it's common practice for the defense to do this if there lacks evidence. The defense has a right to know what kind of evidence they have against their client, against what the prosecution has against their client. They have a right to know. So if they're saying that there's not enough evidence for a certain charge, they're going to try to get that charge dropped. That's a defense attorney's job. And it's very possible that there might be a lack of evidence for certain charges. We don't know. None of that shit has been made public. We don't have an autopsy. We don't have anything. We have no idea. So how can you sit there and question whether or not that's the case? And this is going to be really fucked up because let's just say, for instance, this happens. Let's say the defense actually gets to make this, that actually gets this motion and gets these charges dropped, right? Let's say that happens. And here she has been this whole time accusing Chief Hadley of not doing his job and not arresting her fast enough. Right? Think about that for a second. And if it turns out that he arrested her too fast, that Chatham County arrested her too fast and charged her with things that there wasn't enough evidence to convict her with, what's that do for her argument? What's that do for her argument? Because here she is saying that they already took too long to arrest him, to arrest Leilani, her. She's saying that they already took too long. But what if it turns out that they didn't take long enough? What are you going to say then, Betty?
Actually read the actual indictment so we can look at it and compare what they're actually trying to remove from the indictment. But I don't think they're going to have enough legal argument for the indictment because, in fairness, officers followed her movements, followed her to a dumpster. They had the dogs there. The dogs made a hit on the dumpster, one of the dumpsters there, not all the dumpsters, just one. They got video footage of her sitting out there. And now the child was actually in the landfill. So I would think that the only legal argument that they really have at this point is somebody else did it, right? So I do believe they're going to try at some point to start alleging that maybe it was Danny that did this or another occupant inside that home. She finally appears, the lady that's representing her the last time we were here seemed to have been cuddling her a little bit, trying to show her some support, you know, and that's good because what I want is I want a pit bull for the defense counsel, for opposing counsel. In this case, I want a pit bull because that's one less appeal she's going to have when she's convicted. So we need a good defense attorney for her. We need somebody representing her and fighting for her rights because that's the way the judicial system works.
So she wants an effective defense attorney so that there's no chance for an appeal if she's convicted. What? Like, she just fucking said that out loud. Am I missing something? Lockpickings gal, thank you so much. She believes that laws prevent her rights, but where is Quentin's rights? Agreed. Yo, Jess, did I fucking hear that correctly, dude? I gotta play that one more time.
For her defense counsel, good, because what I want to show her some support, you know, and that's good because what I want is I want a pit bull for the defense counsel, for opposing counsel. In this case, I want a pit bull because that's one less appeal she's going to have when she's convicted.
What?
So we need a good defense attorney for her. We need somebody representing her and fighting for her rights because that's the way the judicial system works. And I want her to have the best of the best because I want that. I don't want to have ineffectiveness of counsel to be raised as one of her reasons for appeal.
Dude.
And if she has a pit bull for a defense counsel, that's one less appeal.
You're streaming the Letitia Stout trial. You're streaming it. And I'm telling you, Letitia Stout does not have a defense. And her lawyers are like this the whole fucking time. And I promise you that they are not going to be, she's not going to be able to appeal based on ineffective counsel. I guarantee it. They're objecting when they need to. I mean, how, like, man, You are unbelievably dumb. Ignorant. Like the epitome of ignorant.
Appeal, we have to worry about when this scumbag goes to jail for life or DP. I'm all about DP. Many of you guys know I'm a proponent for the death penalty in certain cases for certain reasons. You know, if there are extenuating circumstances, then I do agree that there are some extenuating circumstances that should be looked at to decide whether they should do life imprisonment or the DP.
You don't even know
but
what
I am
case
definitely
they
an
have,
opponent
bro.
of DP. Or the DP. But I am to decide whether they should do life imprisonment or the DP. But I am definitely an opponent of DP. Imprisonment or the DP. But I am definitely an opponent of DP. Proponent.
I'm such a child.
Opponent. Am I proponent or opponent? I'm mixing up proponent. There we go. Me and my grammar today. Me and my grammar. So I want to go ahead and
oh my God.
I couldn't wait. I had to go get some of the coffee. Just oh yeah, I got here long enough to go to the coffee, get my coffee, and come here and set up. So I just want to read a couple things to you. I've got the indictment up now, which I don't want to read just yet.
Bro,
so this is the news article.
You don't have nearly enough information to even judge whether or not there's enough of a case for the death penalty. Like, they have a body and they suspected her prior to recovering Quentin's body, but that's not enough to determine whether or not she's going to get, or she should or shouldn't get the death penalty based on the law. I'm not saying morally. I'm saying whether or not there's enough to give her the death penalty, you don't fucking know.
Article, and this came from News Channel 7. They must have stole somebody, because look who's on there. Oh, I don't think you guys can see it. And it's not a WSAV. Oh, it is. Yeah. It is. Oh, that is an article. I'm about to say, it looked like it came from, I guess their channel must be Channel 7. It's on Channel 7. Whatever. So Savannah, Georgia. It says a day before accused murderer Leilani set to make first actual appearance in Chatham County Courthouse, reporters have learned attorneys in the case are asking the judge to throw out 3 murder charges against her. Give me just a second. There's a loud...
That's her fucking...
Hopefully you guys can hear me now.
That's her stomach.
So the 3 murder charges against her. So they did file a special motion. That's what we're here to learn. They said defense counsel called the charges imperfect in form. So they are using a technical reason to try to remove this charge, these charges. It's multiple charges that they're actually asking to have removed. The defense, what does it say? Any manner in which cruel and excessive physical pain is inflicted or the nature of any object. This is what they're saying they did not have. They failed to allege these things. Cruelty, which any manner which any cruel, excessive physical pain was inflicted. They're saying that they failed to allege that. They failed to allege the nature of any object or weapon which resulted in serious injury to the victim. And I keep wondering, is this the reason why, if you guys remember, it was reported that Quentin Simon's remains went from the FBI over to GBI for additional testing. And I'm wondering if this additional testing is not a direct result from this motion to remove these indictments against Leilani Simon.
What?
The defense called the charges imperfect in form, which we just went over, and alleged all these things related to cruelty, not being able to identify.
Thank you so much, Cat Healer. She could watch Schoolhouse Rock, might help. I don't think, didn't we all watch Schoolhouse Rock, bro? Like, there's no helping her. She's got, dude, she grifts for multiple devices that are that are more fruitful. I mean, multiple devices that are the equivalent to a fucking library, dude. You know what I mean? And she just doesn't use them. You don't even need the Dewey Decimal System. You could be borderline fucking illiterate and learn from the internet. How? Like,
identify cruelty, excessive physical pain inflicted the object, or serious injury to the victim. So, according to the investigative unit in legal analysis, Devin Raffus, I don't know who that is filed by the defense attorney. And I don't know what Devin Raffus is. I may have to look that up. I don't know if that's a person or if that's some kind of special. Believe it or not, they have names for these. That's why you have Amber Alert.
Just keep reading.
They put these people's names in these things for some reason. So I'll check that out.
Just keep
for
reading.
Clarification and ask more details about the charges against the client. The motion filed by Leilani's public defender is asking the judge to dismiss 2 felonies
I love all the
and
noise.
1 malice murder charge against Leilani. In a separate motion filed in the case, Simon's attorney is also asking for counts 10, 12, 14, and 17 of the indictment to also be dismissed and removed.
They probably won't
those
be.
charges are those are when Leilani lied to investigators. I don't know how she's going to get around 10, 12, 14, and 17, because I mean, it's well established that she misled law enforcement, which caused them to work a lot harder. There's reasons that they have these charges and these statutes here.
You caused them to work a lot harder.
In Georgia, they have those statutes in Florida. There's a reason why they have statutes, because
There's a reason why they have statutes.
This is where I can't remember, and I probably should have done a little.
Thank you, Jackie Garnett. Hooked on phonics is more her speed, right? Monica UK, thank you. Yep, her mama forgot to take her birth control on that day. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah.
Brushing up on this, because I can't remember if she was the one that called her child in missing, or if it was, because I remember Diane went over there to the house when they thought the child was missing, and she's like, have you called the cops? And by this time it's 9:30 in the morning. I remember that. So I can't remember who actually called law enforcement to report this child missing, and it may have actually been the manager where Danny worked. I don't think it was either one of them. It's definitely one. I don't think it was Danny or Leilani that called law enforcement, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to go off memory on this one. But it really looks bad. And then she deceived law enforcement when they were looking for a 20-month-old son. So all of her actions, like we're watching right now, Letitia Stout trial, right? And we heard how fantastic some of her stories were about where Gannon was, about how she was kidnapped, some guy was laying in the road. I mean, she just went on for days with these stories, and these stories kept changing. Well, Leilani did a lot of the same thing whenever her son was first missing. She was telling law enforcement that she went to go pay a drug debt, that she went to go get Oragel, that, she kept lying to them. At some point, they're going to charge you for that. So I don't know how they're going to handle that, but
they're not going to charge you if they suspect you of murder. They're not going to charge you for lying to the police until they can charge you with murder. If they suspect you of murder, they're not going to charge you with that, unless it's like an absolute last resort. Unless it's just like, okay, now we're fucking desperate and let's throw her in jail and get her to talk, which never happens.
They may reduce those charges. I just don't see how they're going to be dropping or dismissing the malice murder count. But it is possible. Again, this is all up to the judge. We have no control over what happens. The prosecutor has no controls over what happened. And here's some more information. Leilani first reported her son missing.
Of course the prosecutor has control. That's what they do. That's their job. The fuck are you talking about? Of course, the prosecutor is there to make the case. That's the prosecutor's job. This is what we're charging her with, and this is my case. What do you mean? The prosecutor can't do anything about that.
Missing on October 5th. Authorities said she called 911 and said Quentin disappeared from his playpen at their home just outside of Savannah. Thank you. Just outside of Savannah. And that wasn't true. She literally did something to him inside that house. We arrived at that location a day after they had blacked out the windows and did either Star Blue, Luminol, or Amino Black in that house. They did do.
Dude, it's so possible that an accident happened and she got rid of his body. It's absolutely still on the table. Absolutely still on the table. It's quite possible that a defense attorney can convince a jury that that's what happened. And there goes the death penalty. Most likely, I don't know, but most likely, death penalty off the table. Right there. Life imprisonment, most likely.
Do some forensic testing inside that house. There is a reason they believe that child was murdered inside that house, and there is a reason why they charged her with malice murder as opposed to a second-degree murder or a manslaughter charge. So they obviously have enough evidence to say something horrific happened inside that home where they believe Simon was.
Or they don't have enough evidence. I think they do. I have faith in Chief Hadley and his team of investigators. I absolutely have all the faith in the world in Chatham County. But it's possible. It's possible that they don't have enough evidence. It's possible that they may have made an arrest prematurely before getting enough evidence. It's possible that those charges will get dropped for that very reason. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's possible. And if that does happen, you saying, well, they didn't arrest her fast enough is going to go right out the window, because that would prove that they arrested her too hastily. They arrested her way too fast. Barry Morphew, all over again. Not enough evidence. And the defense has enough to create doubt, because that's all it takes. You have no idea.
Quentin was killed. Could this be another thing like we just saw in Letitia Stout's trial, where they have photos and everything of all the blood splatter and all the circles on the concrete and things of that nature? Is that what we have? Is that what we're going to be seeing at her trial? I believe so. And I have a funny feeling when we see to the true gravity of the evidence inside.
So you're already stating what you believe is going to be the evidence, even though you have no idea what the cause of death of Quentin Simon is. You have absolutely no clue what happened to Quentin Simon. No information into their investigation as to what happened to Quentin Simon. You don't know if it was blunt force trauma. You don't know if it was a stabbing. You don't know if it was asphyxiation. You don't know anything. And here you are saying that we're going to see what you think is going to happen. We're going to see blood spatter. What? How?
Inside that home, our hearts are going to break. I truly believe that, because she was very violent to the son. I don't know why she was. Well, I have a theory as to why she never connected with this son. With this particular son, she never connected with. So we heard that, she obviously had a connection with her baby daughter, and she had a connection with her oldest son. It was Quentin Simon that she did not have this mother-son connection with, this, maternal bonding, if you will. And so we couldn't understand why with this child. And when we were talking to some of the people in and around the area, they stated it had to do with the fact of the baby's father. She completely despised Bubba Moss. And I'm thinking, well, she's had a lot of men. She's on a lot of drugs. I'm sure this is not the first person she despises or hates.
See,
so why
this dude's name shouldn't even be talked about. Wasn't even fucking there. Had nothing to do with what happened to Quentin. Absolutely nothing. This dude's name shouldn't even be mentioned publicly.
in the world would she be attacking this young boy, this 20-month-old boy? Why would she constantly be abusing this one child? She abused the other children too.
How do you
just
know
not
that?
to the extent that she abused this.
You don't know that. You heard stories. You don't know that.
Child. I mean, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. We did find that all the children were neglected and all the children have come with weird bruises and markings on them. This is not just to Quentin. However, the severity of punishment that she, did to the other kids as opposed to what she did to Quentin was much different. So when we looked into it, and it was actually Billy Joe that started giving me my first clue. And that is when Bubba Moss recorded Billy Joe on the phone and actually released that to the public. He put that on Facebook. I can't remember if he put that on Facebook through another creator or if he went out there and just posted it on his Facebook page. But it was something that he did, and it really got under Billy Joe's skin. And so she came out and wrote him a letter. And that was the first time that we realized that there was some kind of flirtation between Bubba Moss and Billy Joe.
Oh my God.
And so when I started thinking about that and I started looking into that,
shut the fuck
you'll be much happier. If you need something down south, go on to Florida. You'll be much happier and you'll love the sheriffs there. They actually know about this thing called law and order. And they actually know how to use these things called handcuffs when somebody kills their 20-month-old child. They don't let them, in Florida, you don't have to worry about them letting you go home and sleep for 5 weeks in your house and party and go to bars and continue to violate your probation. You can't even, and also in Florida, if you're on probation and you violate your probation, they send you back to jail. They sure do. They send you right back to jail. You don't pass go. You don't collect the $200.
Wait, what?
And it doesn't take you 5 weeks to get there. Violate your probation. You can't even, and also in Florida, if you're on probation and you violate your probation, they send you back to jail. They sure do. They send you right back
Tell that to JLR's probation officer.
to jail. You don't pass go. You don't collect the $200. And it doesn't take you 5 weeks to get there either. It's a wonderful process in Florida. It's a wonderful process in a lot of these states. I haven't quite got what kind of law Georgia is following, but it's a law that I've never seen before. Many of you know I have family here. I've come here since I was a little girl. I know Georgia, right? The place I went is Fitzgerald, Georgia. It's a little speck on the map. That's where my family's from. But now they've spread out. They've spread out and they're all over this state. So every now and again, I get to pop in and see one of them and say, hey, right? They don't call me Bullhorn Betty. They just know me as Andrew. Just in case you didn't.
They know you as Hide Your Silverware, Andrew.
Just in case you didn't. All right, let me get through here and let's just read.
Hide the silverware.
Wanda, nice.
Wow.
Hold on, I'm trying to get it done. What do you have to do to get on Wild West with violent crimes? But the little petty stuff, they'll arrest you on that. Went to Marion to cover the 3 kids that were murdered, and talk about a story there. Holy crap! I wasn't expecting to hear that they're all been armed robbing people and robbing houses and all this other stuff. None the wiser. I would have known the true situation of what happened, and he did not want to hear it. He closed his ears off, and he literally violated somebody's rights because he wouldn't open his damn ears. He knows better than everybody else, and he's too fat and too lazy to get off his ass to actually find out the truth.
Who's she talking about?
He loses every bit of respect for filed because police traded with one another. It appears that's what I got, because the guy came out. He was nice as heck, and he's like, look, we have nothing to do with this. This is Chatham County Police. We only house these people out here. He was very nice, very gracious, explained to us, what was going on. And I'm like, well, let me just make it easy for you. Let us just get our boy, from you having to deal with any more of this nonsense. Just tell me what we need to pay and where we need to pay it, right? Let's go ahead and get our boy out of here, and we'll get out of your hair. No harm, no foul.
Okay, she's talking
but
about.
It took a little bit of working, because I think what got the sheriff on my side was when I told them about how the police filed, because police are required, when they put those incident reports, they have to sign those under oath that they are true and correct to the best of their ability. And when they intentionally omit things, like a person coming out of their home with a baseball bat and getting ready to hit a person out there that you're trying to arrest, that's a big deal. That needs to be in that report. And when you're willfully omitting those types of things and those types of crimes from your report, there is a problem for me. There is a problem for me. And
that didn't happen in Chatham County. Because I'm trying to think if she's talking about when JLR ended up knocking on some dude's door and he was just like, dude, fuck off. I'm trying to remember, because I don't think that dude had a bat. And when Dolly got arrested, nobody had a fucking bat. That has nothing to do with anything.
So when I explained that to him and he realized I knew what I'm talking about, because this is not my first rodeo, he kind of like, you're right about that. They're, how can you not agree with that? They are under oath. When they fill those reports out, they have to attest to it under oath, and he willfully lied on a report. He loses every bit of respect for Bullhorn Betty, because you are a police, you are a person that has authority to make arrests here, and you have to be truthful in your reporting of these arrests and of these crimes. And if you're willing to do that on that piece of paper, how many other pieces of paper in your wake have you misrepresented, removed, and omitted key factors of that? And because you omitted it, now when they go to court, they cannot use it. It is done intentionally and willfully, and I hope that officer was reprimanded for that. But knowing No Charge Hadley, I'm sure he was probably given a pat on the back and a slice of pizza. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. And that's where I get with these police out here. Now, I'm not talking about the police back here. I'm not talking about the beat cops. I'm not talking about the officers that go out there every day and put their selves on the line. There are a couple of the Chatham County police that I do not like at all, and I have no respect for. And one is a big fat guy that wants I can't even remember his name.
Dude, they let you harass people without arresting you simply because they were not going to martyr you. I guarantee you that's what happened. I guarantee that what happened was you were out there and you were breaking the law, because just because you were on a residential street, that doesn't mean that you weren't disturbing the peace. There were people that were calling and complaining about you because they were trying to sleep. And that is disturbing the peace. You don't get to, that's right there a violation of like you go beyond a peaceful protest. Because you can't have a peaceful protest while disturbing the peace. You can't do that. Both of those things happening at the same time, impossible. Can't be done. Okay? And you were absolutely disturbing the peace. And they likely chose not to arrest you because they knew you would martyr yourself and act like a victim. Period.
Name that wanted to push us around and talk to me like crap when we were trying to explain the true situation of what happened, and he did not want to hear it. He closed his ears off, and he literally violated somebody's rights because he wouldn't open his damn ears. He knows better than everybody else, and he's too fat and too lazy.
Dude, Dolly was on video putting his hands on that lady, dude. What are you talking about? He's lucky he's not in jail right now. He's on video. It was streamed everywhere of him putting his hands on some woman. And before that, just abusing her verbally in every way possible, saying things that I've never heard a man say to a woman before. Horrible, disgusting, fucked up things. Really disgusting. Like, he should be in jail just for that. That's called verbal assault. That's a charge. He's lucky he's not in jail now.
To get off his ass to actually find out the truth. So yeah, I have a problem with him. I had a problem with a few of the officers manhandling women out there. Like, is that how you treat your wife? Like, they are not resisting. They are not fighting with law enforcement. And
dude, nobody was manhandling women except for Dolly. I'll tell you that right now. The only person that was seen manhandling a woman was Dolly. That's it. Nobody else was. You're making shit up.
And they have bruises on them. Totally unacceptable in my book. And I hope that officer was also written up. We also have another officer that was just aching to make his first arrest. Make his first arrest. And he does it for a boy doing a handstand in a road. And let me tell you, I read the laws and the statutes here, and you can walk on the road anywhere, whether there's a crosswalk or a sidewalk, as long as it's safe to do so. There was no other cars around there. He was safe.
Okay. You just proved why he got arrested. Okay. You just said as long as it's safe to do so. Doing a handstand in the middle of the road is not safe. Okay. You just said yourself, as long as it's safe to do so. And you just said prior to that, he was doing a handstand in the middle of the fucking road. That's not safe. Wow.
Safe to do that. And that officer was just aching to throw somebody in jail. And he threw an 18-year-old boy for doing literally nothing wrong. And by the way, I did give that boy's parents
There's no
his
reason
bond
to put him in
money
jail for
to get
that,
him out of
but
jail. I witnessed that officer violating his rights. And I said, if you do not break the law and you go to jail here in Chatham County, I will pay your bail. I paid that boy's bail. And, you know, I feel bad that it got the way it did, but this is a community that is upset because they do not have proper law and order. They have some kind of law and order, just not proper law and order. And that's where my problem is. So we're going to go in here. I'm going to go ahead and pipe this down. We've already had the hour something this morning drive in. We've already been out here. We've discussed all the indictments. We've already discussed what they're going to, they're asking the judge to hard to overcome and remove those murder charges. Is it possible that she may have one of them?
All right, shut up. Hold on.
To be short and sweet for all of you guys. So today, Leilani's hearing was canceled. We got up early. We saw all of our beloved news outlets out there. Brett Buffington, the gentleman that interviewed me in front of the police department, and all of that stuff was at the hearing today. We were all there, every one of us. Sorry, I got to listen to my GPS. Hey, guys. So I've got a West 164B. There we are. So I'm heading home. It looks like I'm going to be arriving at the house late this evening because it's a 6-hour drive here, a 6-hour drive home, and I've been here since like 10:30. So I am heading home. Sorry, you guys are going to hear the
why does she always dress like a fucking middle school dance chaperone, bro?
Audio because I've got to be able to know where to turn, what I'm supposed to be doing as I'm getting out of Georgia. Guys, Leilani's hearing was canceled. It was canceled. Everybody was there. I checked it before I left, because you never know. if hearing this does happen in court systems. Okay, I need to take exit 6. I don't know why it's okay. So I gotta be on here. Apparently, I'm missing all my turns. I may have to leave you guys be and look at my GPS. I'm trying to listen to this, so I've got to take 7A. And once I get on I-95, we'll be there for like 100 miles, 118 miles. So we'll be good to go once I just get on the interstate. It started raining as we were exiting the court hearing. But no hearing today, guys. Literally no hearing. I was excited to hear how they were going to argue this matter. I was eager to learn, a little bit of their legal strategy, try to, look behind the curtain a little bit. Oh, I must have missed my turn. That's just bringing me all the way back. Yeah, I missed a turn somewhere. But anyways, we all get in there. I did the live. Karen and I went over to an Italian restaurant. I just had some cup of lobster bisque soup. I was actually considering, I saw some of the people there, but you never know who likes seafood, who doesn't like seafood. It was lobster bisque, but it was a special. It was actually pretty stinking good. It was really, really good. So I really liked those lobster bisque, but I was going to get some for the other people that were there.
Did she say that she went somewhere with somebody named Karen? Because what happened there is like they were like Karen too, and they just assumed she was Karen because she was more than likely complaining. Look at that. That's ugly. You know that she can't go 5 seconds without complaining.
They're waiting to get into the courtroom, like Brett, his photographer, and then, like I said, the guy, I can't remember his name, the guy that interviewed me, the younger guy, he interviewed me out in front of the police station, basically saying that the police chief thinks this is all just a big, profit scheme and everything else. Well, they obviously don't know me too well because, unfortunately, it's anything but a profit scheme when it comes to.
You know what that tells me? Because she's not. I mean, doesn't she have normally when she gets interviewed by somebody, she has that recorded herself. She's taping it, right? Making a video of it, streaming it, whatever. Like when somebody interviews her, right? This always happens, correct? So does she mean to say that she was interviewed a bunch of times while she was in Georgia, didn't stream any of it, and the only thing that she has to say about it is that somebody accused her of chasing profit? That tells me that everyone's onto her. The inevitable is happening, people. The inevitable is happening. One thing after the other. At some point, some legitimate news source is going to do a story about her. Somebody's going to end up doing a full-on just expose on her. And it's going to go either two ways. It's either going to make all YouTubers look like shit or just single her out and anybody like her. Depends on how it's going to be written.
These cases, because if it was a profit scheme, I would be taking cases that make me a lot more money than this one right here, right? Like I just came all the way down here, been up since 3:30 in the morning to a canceled hearing. Okay, we're getting on Veterans Parkway.
That happened to me,
so
though.
I gotta get around here.
I flew all the way out to Colorado for one of Letitia's hearings, and nothing happened. They canceled it. They pushed it.
So, it's like this, and this is the second court hearing, if you guys recall. The very first hearing that we were supposed to come to, Leilani wouldn't refuse to come, so they canceled the hearing. This is the second hearing hearing, well, we went to the next hearing, the very next hearing on the 14th, and we did hear that hearing, and we got the video from that because Brett was the full videographer for that one. So we were able to get the inside look, and I was able to broadcast that out to everybody from the courthouse.
There's nobody that's interviewing her that is legitimate, that has any type of credibility whatsoever. There's nobody at this point that's going to be interviewing her that's going to put her in a positive light. It's just not going to happen. Like, at this point, like, you're risking like a really nasty mark on your career.
This one, everybody was there, and you know the bailiff. I gotta tell you about this bailiff. This bailiff, she's so friendly. I don't know how to explain it. This bailiff just has this energy about her. She's nice. She's bubbly. Like, it's hard. It's hard that day, you know, when you're greeted with such joy. I mean, she's like that all the time. Like, this is like the third time I've gone to court at this courthouse, and this bailiff, and she's one of the ladies that walked Leilani out.
Y'all are killing
Remember
me.
when she had to still come to court for her kids, but she was already suspected of murdering her son, and she came here, and I think it was William and I forgot his wife's name. Oh my gosh, is it Shayla? Holy crap! I can't believe I forgot her name. Bailiff's courtroom. But she, and have brighten up, because I'm sure people don't want to be there, but she does do her job pretty stinking.
Oh, shut up.
Really happened, and so that's what we did. There was a case still on there, 2 p.m. So I got on the road, got here at 10:30, and now I won't be getting home until about 8:39, and we never even got to see a hearing. But it is part of the process. I've never seen a court motion hearings just removed off the court like this. Usually they're removed off the court like 24 hours before the hearing.
What?
Never just, and this is the second time they've done it, is where they just go.
That's not
And
true.
they take it off the court. And I'm hoping Judge Tammy Stokes maybe readings that
She's like, that's the second time they've done that, but they never do that.
in a little bit and tells them that they need to, start having these adjustments 24 hours before the hearing, because doing this stuff the day of the hearing is a little concerning. Like, why are we waiting for the hearing?
It's a little concerning.
And literally, we're rolling into town at 9 a.m. There's a hearing at 2, and from 9 a.m. to
Because that's what the justice system is for, by the way. Just so you all know, I just want to be clear to everybody in my chat. The justice system exists for you and the public, your convenience. It exists for Betty's convenience, okay? They better give a 24-hour notice to extend or to continue the hearing. Doesn't matter the circumstances. It's got to be a 24-hour notice just in case fucking chaperone school dance lady dressed up as Barney shows up to talk out of her ass. That's why. It's real important, okay?
One, or actually it was about 12 when we saw
Exactly.
Tammy Stokes walking, Judge
How
Tammy Stokes
dare
walking out of
they?
the courthouse. So between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. today, or 12 p.m. today, something changed and nobody's notified of it. So anyways, I'm glad I didn't get a room. That would have been a waste. Take the exit on the right. 2 miles. 2 miles. 2 miles. Got to take the exit on the right. So, but we came, and we're here, and we'll be here for the next.
I guarantee you that the only reason anyone interviewed her, and probably the reason why she's not showing any footage of it, is because everyone knows that she's the reason that nobody can stream, and there's limited press allowed in the courtroom. Do you think that any press in Savannah, Georgia, covering that case likes Betty, guarantee you these are not her colleagues as she's claiming. That's not the picture that she's painting. I promise you, that's the picture she's trying to paint, but that's not what's happening. Okay, those people can't fucking stand her because she made it more difficult for them to do their jobs because she went out there and acted like a fucking asshole. She and Dolly and anybody else who went out there, Justice for All, fucking what's that fucking Mallory, that idiot's name. All of these people went out there and acted like fucking assholes. And that is exactly what inspired the judge to make that decision. Guaranteed. And all of the fucking mainstream press, the people who went to college to do what Betty is claiming to be, those people, I promise you, now their job is more difficult and they don't like her. Guaranteed.
For the next one too, again, it's only 6.5 hours. I can do this on my hands. As long as if we have first thing in the morning type of hearings, then I've got to stay the night. If it's afternoon hearings, I can drive up early in the morning and get back at night. So I'm perfectly fine with that. I got my finger in every pie. I don't know what that means. If anybody's being rude inside this chat, please be sure that they are blocked and removed. Blocked and removed. We don't want people being in chat and that want to be part of the coffee club and conversate on the facts of these cases.
Oh my God, bro. Listen, dude. Like, sleeves aren't a crime. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. There's they were invented for a reason, man. You know? Like, is it gonna kill you to take advantage of sleeves?
But if you're here to gaslight, interrupt, we'll just block you. And you can keep creating accounts and we'll keep blocking those. And if you really want to push the envelope, I'll start making these 2 hours. So you guys literally will only have one opportunity to say boo, and then you're down for the rest of the entire live. And no matter how many accounts you create, you can't get on because it'll be set for 2 hours. So it's up to you. You guys can play nice here and say what you mean, and you could even criticize.
Dude, you could make a fucking live stream for 5 minutes, and I could have a ball with it for an hour.
Criticize Betty as long as it's done respectfully. I don't care if you even criticize me all day long, as long as you're doing it respectfully and you don't offend the people in my chat. But if you don't even want that opportunity, I'll be sure to take that away from you as well.
But you just told.
I don't think I can because
you just told 2 streams ago. You told your mods to block everybody who was saying anything negative.
Just as easy as a block, right? So manage yourself wisely, folks.
Hey, thank you, Tracy Ann. I appreciate that.
So Leilani, there's still that motion. I think it's going to be hard. I think her defense knows that it's going to be hard. Maybe maybe they're getting some results back. Maybe what does it say? I guess I'm gonna have to listen. Hold on, guys. Let me get over to my GPS. Just sit tight with me. I'll be right back. Go 4 west for 4 miles. Let me get over. There we go. So it's nice to see you guys here. But again, for those that are just pulling up or coming into the chat, we are the hearing did not go forward. They asked this hearing about this case. This 20-month-old stole my head, where they actually arrest Leilani. Get my turn by turns in, right? Counting. This was a woman that literally killed her child. This was not an accident she covered up. This was a murder she covered up. Big difference. Big difference. And they let that woman out to live and sleep in her bed and to drink and party and use for 5 weeks.
She's in jail, stupid. She's currently in jail.
"5 weeks. Trust me, that's going to get my attention. That's going to get my attention, just like this whole thing."
Like, it's so funny how she just can't even think. Dude, yeah, like for 5 weeks, okay? And they were building a case, which now it's quite possible is not a big enough case. Like, they probably should have taken longer. It's very possible that the defense is going to get this granted. It's very possible. It's unlikely, because I believe Chief Hadley and the Chatham County Police Department did their job. Absolutely. But
Keep right, 204 West. Okay. Half a mile. Keep right. Remind me, you guys need to start listening to this GPS and making sure I'm getting my turn by turns in.
bro,
Right? Miles before I have to get off on 301 and start heading home. So I think I actually might go back out to, since it's concerning. You know, the story of these kids is very concerning, and to think that they
why do I feel like, let's see if she Karens? She's going inside someplace. Let's see if she Karens.
have injured, you know, like even Layla Silvernail, like she looks very innocent to me. And it's hard for me to believe that she
It's an automated pump, so she probably isn't going to Karen that.
like, I don't have time for this. You know what? Care if I save 10 cents. This is what I do
God
when people
damn
don't have
it.
credit card
Look.
machines out for the gas pump.
I
They lose my business.
I fucking gave her the benefit of the doubt. I didn't even watch this yet, people. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I was like, let's see if she Karens. Probably not. Okay, it's a gas pump. She's not going to Karen a fucking inanimate object. And sure fucking enough, dude, Betty, I was pulling for you, dude. I swear to God, this is totally reaction. I have not watched this yet.
Business. When people, you know what? Care if I save 10 cents. This is what I do when people don't have credit card machines out for the gas pump. They lose my business.
Oh my God.
I'll just go to a
dude.
different store that takes. I'm not going into a store that I don't need to go into. And this looks pretty trashy that they can't even have credit card machines on their pump. Like 5 different pumps are down. So I'm just going to go over to Shell.
Oh my God,
Extra money,
bro.
but at least I can pump from my car. I don't want to go into a stinking store, and everybody's doing the same. They're all following us all over here to Shell. They're out of pumps.
They lose my business.
I don't have time for this. I'll find a gas station. Like I'm at like an eighth of a tank. I'm at an eighth of a tank right now, but I'll go down the road just a little bit and get some gas. One thing I can't stand is when I'm on the road, I'm on the road. I don't go into stores unless I have to use the restroom. I've already used the restroom, so I need to pump and go. You know what I'm saying? I need to get gas, the car filled up with gas, and get on the road. And these people, they like to they use the gas as a way to get you into their store to buy more merchandise. Well, I don't want to buy more merchandise.
What?
I want gas, and I don't want to go in there and have to prepay, because I don't know how much my gas is going to cost. Is it going to be $40, $50? When I go to a place, I want to fill my tank up. I don't want to have to say, $20 or $30, no, $40. It'll never be enough money. And then you got to go back in there and pay them more money. Like, it's annoying.
Oh
There we go.
my
I'm back.
God, bro. A fucking gas pump? Really?
Just north or south? South.
A gas pump
Here, I need
did
to go.
that to your mood, bro.
All right, we're almost on I-75. I'll just get gas down the road. But you know how you like when you go up to those pumps and they're all like broken and stuff? Like, it doesn't give you this warm fuzzy feeling like the gas station is like a good gas station. Like you feel like when you walk into that store or walk into that bathroom, it's going to give you cooties. That's the kind of gas station. Like, there was like 3 gas stations with caution tape around them. Nothing's working outside. No, you need to fix your stuff before you get my business, bud. And And there's a lot cheaper
Wow.
gas just right down there. Just right down there. I can feel it. I feel the cheap gas coming. I feel
Bro.
the cheap gas coming. I feel the cheap gas coming. Just right down there. I can feel it. I feel the cheap gas coming. I feel the cheap gas coming. Gas coming. Gas coming. Gas coming. Coming. Gas coming. I feel the cheap gas coming.
Oh my
I just thought of something. You want cheap gas? I'm just joking. Stop it. Stop it.
Gas coming.
So we got a long ride home, folks. 6-hour drive back. So frustrating. But that's all right. We'll be here at the next one. We'll be here at the next one. And you know what?
Like, she could have totally got gas. She could have filled her fucking tank in the time that it took her to complain. Like she could have like filled her tank. You know? I don't understand people like that.
What? When the trial comes, the trial's set. They can't monkey F around with the trial. They just can't do it. So we're going to be here. She's got a long road ahead of her. We just need to make sure those murder counts stay on the indictment. If they remove those murder counts, guys,
We need to do what? We need to make sure that those murder counts stick. How do we do that? Exactly. How do we do that?
guys, this case is pretty much dead. This case will pretty much dead. It is that important that these. I'm sure everybody knows the gravity of what the defense was bringing forward. So one of the things may be is they may have requested the court, for some time. We did hear something about 180 days in this case, but we still were told that this hearing was going to go forward. This thing about them removing stuff the day of is really, in my professional opinion, unprofessional.
See what happens? What happens is she gets triggered. Like the Karen gets triggered. Like that's what happens. It's like the Hulk. You know what I mean? Like she's sitting there, she's about to go get gas, and then, and then, and then you hear the piano music and shit, and then she Karens the fuck out, and then now she's in Karen mode. Okay, so now that she's in Karen mode about talking shit about the gas station, she's got to piggyback off that. She gets a rush from it, right? She gets a rush off of Karening. So now she's going to Karen about the fact that they continued the trial the day of, and it was inconvenient for her.
Unprofessional. They should know the night before whether they're going to be proceeding that next day. I can tell you that, me working behind the scenes at lawyers' offices, we know the cases that we are going to, that we are going to move forward. Some things at the last minute do come up where we can cancel hearings at the last minute. That was more in civil cases than criminal cases. However, it does happen. But really think a rule needs to be set that these things, if they're going to be moved or rescheduled, that they're moved and rescheduled in an appropriate time frame. And the day of, in my
You
opinion,
just
is not
said
the appropriate
it
time
doesn't
frame. It's the
happen.
day before. So, and Mama Llama, we heard you, and anybody that's impersonating anybody, and we monitor the URLs, and this is for the trolls in the back. We monitor the URL.
No, you don't.
Of our
No, you don't.
our subs.
Stop lying.
So we can learn very quickly if you are impersonating somebody. And I want to let you know, if you impersonate anybody on this
You
channel,
are
now what you do on
100%
other
full of
channels
shit.
is past my control. What I can control is what happens here on this channel. You will be reported. My mods know how to report comments, and they know how to report pages. And if you are in people, we will report your page. And I can tell you, impersonating an account will get your account banned, removed. I just want to tell you, maybe these are just fake accounts you don't care about, but once it's removed by your Gmail, you'll never be able to log in YouTube ever again with that Gmail. So I just want to caution the people, you may think it's fun.
She has
but
no
it is
idea
totally
what she's
against
talking
terms
about.
of service on YouTube. And maybe you don't care about following the rules like the rest of us. But I would behoove
You see what I'm saying?
to
You see what I'm saying? She has not. She's still Karening. She just fucking behooved her chat, bro. She just behooved her chat. I would behoove you. She's in full on Karen mode. The Hulk hasn't gone to sleep yet. That's what's happened. Okay. Like the Hulk has not, like the sun's not getting low yet, big guy. That's not what's happening yet. She is in full on Hulk smash, Karen smash mode, full on. Mo, thank you so much. Did she say she was going to report a pager? That to go with her dino fritter? Oh my god, this lady kills me, bro.
just start acting like adults instead of children. That would be my first request, which I know that's going to be a lot harder for, for some of these roaches out there. It's going to be too hard for them to actually act like an adult. Timed out for Pebbles. Is Brandy Renee causing problems, Pebbles? Does Brandy Renee need to be blocked? Do you have blocking power? If you have blocking power and they're getting under your skin, just go ahead and block them. Is Uncle Mike in the house? I didn't even see Uncle Mike coming in. Hey, Uncle Mike, nice to see you.
Oh my god, lady. Like, how do you...
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and kick Brandy. Block her. Next comment, just block her. I've already said the rules of the chat, so...
It's fucking great.
You're great, BHB, no issues. Okay, perfect. So acting like a adult is going on YouTube, being a Karen, and calling people roaches. If you don't like it, get off my channel. Why are you here? Don't. If we can just block them, that'll be best. Karen and calling. So acting like a adult is going on YouTube, being a Karen, and calling people roaches. If you don't like it, get off my channel. Why are you going on YouTube, being a Karen, and calling people roaches? So acting like a adult is going on YouTube, being a Karen, and calling people roaches. So acting like a adult is going on YouTube, being a Karen, and calling people roaches. If you don't like it, get off my channel. Why are you here?
Oh my god, that is so
Don't.
good.
If we can just block them, that'll be best.
Was that blank screen?
Like the question about
Was
being an
that you,
adult
blank
is
screen?
why would you be watching a channel you do not like? That's the part about being adult. Do you understand how
See, that's the
mentally
problem.
unstable you?
See, Betty, that's the problem. I can't speak for anybody else, but I love your fucking channel. I'm not even trying to lie. I fucking love it. Like right now, I'm fucking loving it. Because you do this shit. And I know that one day you're going to be gone. One day there's going to be no more Bullhorn Betty on YouTube. It's not going to be significant enough for anybody. Nobody's going to give a shit. It's just a matter of time when that happens. But in the meantime, thank you. Okay? Thank you for this shit because it's fucking great.
You seem to normal people when you come into chats and disrupt a live because you don't like somebody. You know you don't have to watch. Nobody is forcing you to be here, right? So normal people that have good mental faculties start thinking that you have some major.
How does a grown-ass person not know that the objective of a troll is to get that reaction? That's the best possible reaction you can get, short of her screaming and yelling and cursing. That's the best reaction that a troll could hope for. How do you not like... And it happens all the time.
Dysfunction, mental dysfunction, obsessive dysfunction. I just want to make sure you understand that how normal people perceive actions like that, because me, if I don't like somebody, I don't go to their channel. I don't watch their stuff, and I don't start participating in their comments unless I have something to say.
I don't watch anybody else's stuff if I don't like them. I just obsess over them and try to dox them and try to destroy their lives behind the scenes and go real life on them and dox their family members. And no, I don't go to their channels. Yeah, you do. Like, yeah, you do. Stop it.
Say to the creator, as a creator, you being a sub is nothing but a cockroach, and I will have no problem squishing you, i.e. blocking you.
Okay. So her subs are cockroaches. Got it.
Okay, I don't like your kind in my chat. If that upsets you, too bad. Move on. Be an adult and leave. Right? Ivanka, I mean, I would love to mod for Betty and have experience. Ashley, do you understand what my mods go through to mod for me? Trust me, it's a labor of love for them. If they didn't love me so much, they would have been out of here a long time ago.
Like, how did she choose her mods? Did she have Karen auditions in the chat? Is that what happened? Like, who's the biggest fucking Karen? Like, who is gonna pave the way for my Karening in my chat? Who's gonna do it? Is that like, what was her screening process like?
If they didn't realize what these people say. Oh, I don't need, hold on guys. I need to take this next stop off my, need it. I surely do. Ooh, something's going on over here. Let me turn this around. See the cops? No, it's a little blurry. Not sure why.
No, nobody can see that.
Why is it so blurry out there? Huh. Anyways, cops. Looks like a trailer fell over there.
Nobody cares, bro.
Got it back. You guys are doing well. As you guys can see, I was dressed to the nines today. I got my bling bling on. This is the outfit I wore to Mar-a-Lago.
All right, the sun got real low. Good.
I have different pants. I decided to put jeans and boots on so I can.
Bro, what is
See
this?
You. That's what his uniform said, Mr. Alex. I said Alexander.
Is this going to be a Karen moment? Let's
see.
Okay,
he's in uniform, guys. Back off. Quit being so mean to Bullhorn Betty. I'm allowed to look. I'm single.
Jesus.
I'm single. Gypsy soul hidden by. All right. Ooh.
Okay. I got a feeling here, folks.
What's going on in Georgia? We got a lot of. Ooh, we got Army men. Woo. Hey, Mr. Alexander.
Wow.
Nice to see you.
Wow.
That's what his uniform said, Mr. Alex. It said Alexander on it. Okay, he's in uniform, guys. Back off. But being so mean to Bullhorn Betty, I'm
Oh.
allowed to look. I'm single.
Get out of town.
I'm single. Gypsy soul hidden by.
Oh,
all right,
God,
let me go
bro.
up here. I wish I can go and see all these comments. Let me see who's causing problems. In
Guys,
here.
like, get
We'll
me
go
on the
ahead and
first
block
plane back to
these
Afghanistan.
people.
Good
Hey,
Lord,
Rusty
bro.
Old Kettle. Love to all the mods. I know they go through
That
it.
shit is not flattering for anybody, though. You know, like, she looks rough as fuck right there, bro. Like, I'm not even trying to lie. But that shit, that angle is never flattering for, like, anybody. Like, just, you should know better than to do that.
Don't they? So let's see who's causing problems in here.
Let's see who's causing problems.
So a tractor full of oysters spilled on 95 northbound. Oh, Chef, I love some oysters now. If that truck fell in front of me, I'd be
Oh.
out there with a bucket.
Oh, my
I'd be
God,
out
bro.
there with a bucket. I promise you I'd be out there with a bucket.
Jesus, bro. Can y'all see that?
Let me see who else
Fucking
is
just
causing problems in
slurping on
here.
fucking oyster shells and shit.
Let's go ahead and oh, you're hidden. Okay, perfect. Perfect.
She's just like, hold on, I got a care in my chat
And
for a
you
second.
know what? While you're hiding them, give me just a second. I'm gonna go on the other side of this. And since you're hiding some of these cockroaches, I'm going to change
Wow.
the thing for 2 hours so we don't have them keep coming back in. So give me just 2 shakes of the lamb's tail. 2 hours. So hopefully that helps you guys control this. We're gonna get out and get some.
Bro, all right, Karen moment again. I'm telling you, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. Okay, is she gonna interact with people? No, she's just at the pump. Is the pump gonna work for her? Come on now. You can do it. You can do it without any Karening. No Karening for this fill up here. Fuck. God damn it, Betty. Shit. She's definitely Karening right now. Why can't her audio be heard when she's at a gas pump? I don't know. Is that a thing where you can't have your cell phone at the pump? Why would that be a thing? That's weird. She's not muted though. You can like hear her. Hold on. You can just kind of hear her. See what I mean? What? Oh my God, dude. I don't have any idea what's going on here. See what happens when she gets back in the car, because I can't hear anything she's saying.
That's what happened. Remember that one time we were in Idaho and
And Brian Etten fucking said he was scared of fucking me showing up to his house with a bullhorn.
talking. It should be off Bluetooth. I was really quiet. Still playing, and I'm like, how can you hear Olivia?
All right, so far, no Karening at the pump.
I'm outside of the car.
So far.
And we couldn't figure it out. And then we realized I was on Bluetooth. That's too funny.
It's not that funny.
Let me get you up here. I like this one better because then I can see you a little bit better.
Head northeast, then turn left.
Okay. So if I got you off, don't need behind. Oh, turn. I'm usually at the house.
Take the second
the house. She never people. I think that they are literally a trend that people will eventually not like and end up ripping out, and they're very expensive to put in. But
What?
It's a cheaper alternative. It's a cheaper alternative than traffic lights. But if you're going to end up ripping them out in 10 to 15 years,
damn it, bro.
On I-95 south for 2 miles.
She's
it's not going to. It's just going to cost the taxpayers even more money. And
She's caring about the fucking road now.
I don't know what engineer introduced this to America. This is a European.
Exit 87 for US 17 toward Coastal Highway.
Bro, close your
I'm
window.
on I-95. Am I on I-95 or not?
I don't know if they're going to be able to rise to the level of removing those indictments. Oh, I'm buffering. Now, we're going to be getting off here anyways. This was just a short little quick update on the Leilani case, and we just changed for those mods that are coming in. I've changed the settings to 2 hours, so anybody that comes in here causing riffraff or issues, just go ahead. If it's somebody just losing their cool, like we've discussed, just time them out or remove their comment. But if it's somebody here just causing problems, just delete them. I'm not one of these creators that give a damn about my subscriptions. How many people like me, how many people are following me, despite what popular belief is. I really don't care about those things. I care about the cases. I know people can't believe that somebody actually cares about
the cases that you don't do any research on.
Cases, but I actually care about the cases. What I don't care about is the numbers of subscribers that I have. I would be doing the same.
That is a crock of shit. Otherwise, you wouldn't have subscribe at the beginning of every video.
Same thing I'm doing now. Actually, before I even had subscribers, let's talk about that. Before I ever even came on social media, I was doing what I'm doing now. I was just doing it on a different platform where I wasn't monetized or making any money. I was literally putting myself into bankruptcy to cover these cases. So having something like YouTube to help, help buffer some of those costs, it was amazing. It has now given me.
Okay, so let's explore your logic here, Betty. Your logic here is that you don't care about your number of subscribers, and then as soon as you establish this, you move on to say how now you get to make money doing what you were already doing. So I promise you that your number of, if you depend on that money, like you're always talking about and how you're always saying that you're entitled to, that this work, it costs money. This work that we do, bullshit. But you're always saying, first of all, you're always telling people to subscribe to your channel. Second of all, the more subscribers you have, the more money you make. It's how it works. Everyone knows this. So don't sit here and tell anybody that you don't care about the subscribers and that you like. It's so funny how she's started this bullshit little fucking little spiel right here, but she's realizing that it's bullshit the more she's talking, and then tries to backtrack it and cover it up. It's really, really interesting listening to her do that.
Me the help making any money. I was literally putting myself into bankruptcy to cover these cases. So having something like YouTube to help, help buffer some of those costs, it was amazing. It has now given me the flexibility to cover more cases, go to more places, and even not be like this right here. This would have been devastating for me a year ago. Coming all this way because I barely had 2 nickels to rub together. Coming this way to this hearing this time last year, or even a little sooner, 2021, the end of 2021, the beginning of 2022.
Bullshit.
This would have killed me. This would have been detrimental to me to come here and try to cover a case and in a court case
you
just not go forward.
Doing this.
That would have hurt me tremendously a year and a half ago. But this is part of the process. This is what YouTube has been able to help do, where we can go to these places. Yes, I still had to get up at 3:30 in the morning. Yes, I wasted a whole day of driving. But you look at the positive of it. I got to see some people I haven't seen in the GPS, the hotspot box. I think I got good internet coming in on my. Yeah, I've got great internet right now coming in from Verizon. I don't really need. Don't need the hotspot box connection.
You don't have.
We do have it, so when it drops. But something like this.
She's talking about how great her Verizon internet is while she's breaking up.
Would have been very detrimental because I don't know if you guys remember Cassie Carley, that case with Cassie Carley. I remember it was such an important case. Nobody was really covering the case of Cassie Carley, which was in the Panhandle. And this was back when gas prices were literally god awful and through the roof. And I had
her shit keeps fucking cutting out.
Like literally $177 in the bank account. $177. This is back when
Bro, we already know that you don't care. So you spending your last $177 or whatever the fuck you just said it was on that is fucking dumb. Like, that's just poor money management. Like, that's horrible money management. Like, if that's all the money you got, what the fuck are you doing? What are you talking about? Like, nobody believes that anyway, first of all. Like, but then again, fuck, you are that stupid. So I don't know. I'm torn on that.
They kept telling you I was making, $60,000 and $70,000. I only had $177 in my bank account. And I took that money to go up to Cassie Carley. It was an 8-hour trip.
Why would you do
I ended up going there and turning around and driving all night. I couldn't even afford to stay in a hotel room. And the cost for me to get there was something like $150 round trip. And that was driving and everything, going through the motions, but it was in the Panhandle. It was near Destin, Florida. It was up, what was it called? I can't remember. Navarre, Florida. Navarre, Florida is where this happened. I'm glad I went because the day that they found out where Carly was and that she was dead, we were all meeting out there that day to start searching around for her. Her family knew because I had spoken to her brother and her sister. Police out there. I went out just about to break the worst news in the world to her family, and he's like her baby's dad. I mean, let's look at Trenton right now. Trenton case is not necessarily getting a whole lot of traction on YouTube until I went out there. There are more people talking about his case.
What?
The Marion case. There were a few people talking about that case.
No, the Trenton case, we're just talking about you. Like.
But even more people are now talking about it. So it really is just spreading it out. When I feel like a case does need to be, the only suspect in the murder of her son, certainly was a shit show together, so to speak. Is it a issue that causes me problem? Absolutely. You know, I got some rotten characters, and I'd be like, hey, you know, you got some free gums over here. What? It's right there. Oh, hell no.
What?
Got to get some dicks in it every now and again. You know, I got some rotten characters, and I'd be like, hey, you know, you got some free gums over here. What? It's right there. Oh, hell no.
Oh my God, this lady, bro.
Oh, they look at gums, and they look at gums. Oh, they look at gums. Oh, they look at gums, and they say, I want to be a turkey, so Turkey Man can come shoot me. I don't want that. They're gonna go. They're gonna go. I don't want that. They're gonna go. They're gonna go. They're gonna go. They're running the other way.
Oh my God, dude. I am such a child.
Gums can't even give gums, man. What can I say?
What is she talking about? Wow.
Lord, I need some prayers. Lord, I need some prayers today. I need some prayers today. I'm in raw form. You guys gotta remember, I'm now going to the goofy because I've been up since 3:30 this morning. So I've already been up 12 hours. And I'm just rocking it out in here, right? I'm rocking it out. My coffee stayed. I got a pot of coffee. I was driving down the road, you know, I put it on the cruise control. Was slowing down a little bit. I'm like, ooh, I got coffee. I reached down there, took the lid off, I stepped it right here. I'm just driving, and I just poured it right in. As I'm driving down the road, I put my lid on, put the thing back down. I didn't even swerve. Not even swerve. I'm like, now that's what I'm talking about. Talk about some coffee service. So, I guess I need to ask the audience. Maybe now's not the time. I can't read your responses, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put you out guys on notice because when we get home tonight, we are gonna run a late night a live. We're gonna run a late night live for Bullhorn Betty. We're gonna talk. I want to update you because Pebbles has been sending me a lot of stuff on our cases that we were covering. So I want to give you updates on all those cases. I wasn't able to do this morning because I was driving for the first live, and then I was out in front of Chatham County for the second live, and then this third live, going for you all day long. So, some of the board of directors don't get along with the other board of directors up in my brain, right? So I got the good board of directors and the bad board of directors. Sometimes the bad ones win.
What?
The angel and the devil. Which one do I want to choose?
They're both devil. They're both devil.
Anyways, guys, I think now, where are we on time? So we've been going over a little over an hour. I do appreciate you guys coming here. I know we're just chattering. There wasn't a whole lot to say. I didn't know that. Meaning how they're going to this interesting one so far was Pee-wee Gaskin. And I think...
Okay, I want to find something here. I want to find something here. Maybe it wasn't here. Oh. Okay, no. Where did I see that? I'm trying to find a clip of what she said about euthanizing kids. Because I know somebody clipped it, but I can't remember who it was. Maybe. Oh yeah. Thank you. I'm not seeing that. Oh, did Dietz do one? Oh, it was Dietz, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Yo, make sure you subscribe to Dietz on the Streets if you're not already. Like, she's awesome.
Hey y'all, we're back with more words of wisdom from America's favorite child advocate. Bullhorn Betty is on a new case, and it's a very tragic case, one that involves horrendous crimes committed towards juveniles by other juveniles. While she was giving a tour of the area to her subscribers, she had this to say.
Our law enforcement should really consider doing better. Not our law enforcement. The law enforcement did great. Let's not sugarcoat this. They did an amazing job out here. It's not the law enforcement. It's our judicial system.
Now, it's important to remember that part because later in her stream, she continued on about how law enforcement was not doing their jobs. But that's not the part of the clip I want you to hear. It's this part.
Judicial process. It's the bleeding hearts wanting to save children. Some children are not worth saving, and I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. Just like some dogs. Some dogs are too vicious that they have to be euthanized. And we have to take into consideration because we consider dogs animals. Human beings are animals too. We're just a different species of animals. We're all mammals. We are all this, even dogs. They have hair, they breathe oxygen, they give live birth. We are mammals. We are animals. And some of us are too vicious to live amongst the rest of us. And we need to euthanize them like we do the vicious dogs. And that's how I feel. I don't think an age changes what's in their heart, in their mind, and in their soul. I just don't believe that.
Yep, that came out of the mouth of a quote-unquote advocate. Let's take the weird
Yeah,
analogy.
like, how could I have forgotten that it was Dietz on the Streets that did this video? Like, it's super informative. Like, yeah, it's pay close attention to what she points out here.
Of humans to dogs out of it and listen to what she really said.
It's the bleeding hearts wanting to save children. Some children are not worth saving, and I'm sorry. And some of us are too vicious to live amongst the rest of us. And we need to euthanize them like we do the vicious dogs. And that's how I feel.
Okay. So that right there, people, is Bullhorn Betty saying that some kids should be killed. Put down like dogs. Girl of the Valley, thank you so much, Betty, on science. LOL. Right.
I feel. I don't think an age changes what's in their heart, in their mind, and in their soul. I just don't believe that.
I, for one, am very thankful that the Supreme Court does not agree with Betty. This is from a legal article, and it states, while adolescents can and should be held accountable for their actions, new scientific information demonstrates that they cannot fairly be held accountable to the same extent as adults. Studies by the Harvard Medicine School, the National Institute of Mental Health, and the UCLA's Department of Neuroscience finds that the frontal and prefrontal lobes of the brain, which regulate impulse control and judgment, are not fully developed in adolescence. Development is not completed until somewhere between 18 and 22 years of age. These findings confirm that adolescents generally have a greater tendency towards impulsivity, making unsound judgments or reasoning, and are less aware of the consequences of their actions. Because of their immaturity, adolescent children are more likely to be coerced by adults and sometimes the pawns for more sophisticated criminals. They are also more likely to be taken advantage of during the investigation of a criminal case. Juveniles are often intimidated by adults and authority figures and are therefore more likely to be the victims of coerced confessions. I can't say that word, sorry, which are often false. Moreover, juveniles are less likely to invoke their Miranda rights, including their right to legal representation. Most importantly, the goals of the death penalty do not apply to juveniles. Retribution aims to give the harshest punishment to the worst offender. Juveniles are the most likely to be capable of rehabilitation. The harshest punishment to the worst
Listen up.
offender. Juveniles are the most likely to be capable of rehabilitation. I want to say that again. Juveniles are the most
Thank you,
likely
Grandmaster
to be
Sif. So cool.
capable of rehabilitation. Given their emotional immaturity and lessened culpability, they are not among the worst of the worst. Meanwhile, the juvenile death penalty disproportionately affects children of color, as it is subject to the same racial disparities as have been discovered throughout the use of capital punishment. Thankfully, the ruling by the Supreme Court in 2005 in Roper versus Simons changed the ruling on the death penalty for juveniles. It's my personal opinion that juveniles absolutely should be held accountable for their crimes. But if anyone stands the chance of being rehabilitated, it would be minors.
Absolutely.
As a child advocate, we should really be looking into ways that we could help the juvenile going forward. Better mental health awareness before becoming criminals, as well as better mental health awareness in the prison systems, in the juvenile prison systems, and so on. We shouldn't be so quick to snuff out a life, especially one that we might be able to save. Even if they have to spend the rest of their life in prison, it would be better spent reformed, rehabilitated, changed.
Exactly.
And that's what we should be striving for,
Absolutely.
in my opinion. That's all for this one. I'll see you guys on the next one. Love, love.
Another great video from Deets on the Streets. Thank you for that. Make sure to sub to Deets on the Streets. She's great. Every video she does is super informative. And I agree with everything that she's saying. I am not pro or against the death penalty. I'm definitely against it for juveniles based on those facts. Absolutely. But as far as the death penalty goes, I'm not pro the death penalty and I'm not against the death penalty. I am accepting of the death penalty. It is what it is. If that place feels like someone should be put to death and they are not redeemable, then whatever, I mean, I'm never gonna be like, yeah, kill them, fry them. I'm never gonna be that guy. But at the same time, it is what it is. There's certain people, like if the death penalty existed in Colorado right now and Letitia got the death penalty, I wouldn't shed a tear. But I'm not sitting here going, oh my God, kill her. I just don't. I don't have anything in me that feels that way about anybody. So, and if somebody does feel that way and you're pro death penalty, that's cool too. I'm just saying, it's not me. But thanks again, Deets on the Streets. Thank you guys. Betty's words and actions make it easy to call out. I just wish she would realize it before harming others. Agreed. And that's what's going to end up happening. That's what it's going to take. And Cheesy Weezy's been doing great videos too, by the way. I see you in there, Cheesy Weezy. Make sure to subscribe to Cheesy Weezy as well. I worry about someone who says something like euthanize children because they're just bad. I think that is all you need to know what kind of a person you're dealing with here. And I believe, if I'm correct, there was a response. Oh, look at that. Real big. Like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, but she doesn't care about subscribers, y'all.
Well, good morning. Coming from office number 2. I'm telling you, this Saturday, we're driving 12 hours yesterday. I was pooped. I literally walked in, threw the stuff down, and literally came to bed. Didn't wash my face, didn't brush my teeth, just went to bed and went out like 5 minutes after I laid down. I was only just going to lay down just for a minute, right? It always starts that way. We're just going to lay down just for a minute. And then next thing I know, I'm waking.
Bañate, cochina.
He's the one that's up usually late night, right? I mean, if you're up and you don't know what to do, turn the tube on and you'll see Dolly Vision, right? So I'm on the panel with them and I'm talking to them. And apparently he's like, I don't know what you did, but you've got people mad at you about some kids. And I'm thinking, oh, well, was it because I said that the kids out there in Marion County were all involved in crime, and they turned on each other, something like that? And I forgot the conversation we had.
No, you said that they should be put to death. You said that they should be put down like dogs.
About, mammals and us being animals, and some of us animals are, and I was actually talking in general. I wasn't specifically talking about children, but either way, I may have said something that may have referenced children. Either way, I digress, right? So apparently,
I may have said something. I don't know, dude. We all heard it.
We've got a lot of hot. I'm sure it's the same hot mamas that are always hot about anything I say. I'm sure it's not any different people. Maybe a few other people.
So yeah, it's on everyone else, right? It's everyone else's fault that you said that children should be put down like dogs, that they should be euthanized. That's right. Okay.
Like, I can't believe she said that. But I stand by what I say. There are just some human beings out there that, I hate relating it to dogs or cats or other animals, but it doesn't matter, that are just too vicious to survive around the rest of us. And they're making it now like I want to euthanize children. No, I do not. But for the bleeding hearts out there, that think some of these children that can be saved, that do these unthinkable things, you take them home with you, okay? And you try to rehabilitate them. But don't make the rest of the world have to deal with that type. There are just some people that are dark souls, and it doesn't matter.
Okay. So child advocate right here, folks. Child advocate, right? Because I seem to remember her stating that the reason why she did so many fucked up things as an adult was because she had a rough childhood. I seem to remember her using that excuse that she had such a fucked up childhood that that's why she did all the drugs and all the violence that she did. So
doesn't matter what age they are. If you look at some of the most notable serial killers, a lot of weird dysfunction happened when they were children. So, if it hurts some people's feelings, like I said, stick around. I'll probably, at some point in the history of you knowing me, offend you some way. It's not meant. I speak how I feel.
See, I can't speak for anyone else, but I'm not offended. I'm not in any way offended. I'm just, this is all bank, is all this is. This is all just bank for when your channel gets taken away and then somebody decides to hold you legally accountable. They can come back to this channel and collect evidence. So now they can get it from YouTube. They can subpoena, but my shit's perfectly available for that. Just so anybody knows. Anybody who actually wants to take her to court for the way that she has harassed people, anybody, like, come on to me. I'll help you out. I'm happy to share what I've got.
I speak from the heart, and those are things that I truly do feel. If people beat up on me or don't like me for it, it is what it is. I'm not going to change myself to suit other people.
Yeah, it's one thing to be offended, but it's another thing to just simply call out bullshit, which is all that video that you did was, which is all this is.
I'm not going to do that. So good morning. I am Team Summer. The real me too. Nice.
All right, shut up. Yeah, I just wanted to play her doubling down blaming everybody else because it's all our fault that she says these horrible fucking things. Very, very convenient. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Like I said, this was going to be this one was going to take a minute, but I'm really glad to hang out with you guys tonight and have a good time and some laughs. And for everybody who showed up in chat and hanging out, Deets, thank you for that video. Make sure to subscribe to Deets on the Streets. Tracy Ann, aka Chasing Truth, DutyRon, Cheesy Wheezy, and all of you guys that were here in the chat hanging out, man. I really appreciate it. Now, don't forget, next Thursday, if you're following the Letitia Stout case, there's a bunch of us that are covering it. But Thursday, when they have the day off in the week, I'm going to be trying to have a special guest and still stream that day, talking about the Letitia Stout trial. So I'm going to have, I had Annie from 10 to Life last Thursday. And this coming Thursday, I'm going to have Tracy Ann, aka Tracing Truth. And then the rest of those Thursdays are to be announced. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all you guys. I love you guys very much. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.